Hello and welcome back to another episode of Podcast 572. As always, I am your host, Kyle, joined by my two friends, Dan and Matt. And sadly, Dan, you and I have played more Halo.
Yeah, and sadly, we're nowhere close to being done with playing Halo.
We're nowhere close to being done with Halo, and I kind of hate the game at this point, so it's very bad. Like,
dang.
We finished like our first run of the game on Heroic, which, like, in the grand scheme of things, if you actually think about the time that we've spent playing the game, it's not that much. Like, we kind of flew through it. It's just getting us four together on one given night to play the game is kind of the hurdle.
Right.
But like the grand scheme of playing it really, I couldn't tell you. I think it's under 10 hours we've flown through that campaign. And again, we're playing on Heroic, but
we were talking about what we were playing last time. The game is really unbalanced for four people.
Super unbalanced.
Especially
it should not.
For people who have played the game before multiple times, it's just like a joke. And it's also got, you know, the really broken like checkpoint system, which again with two people always kind of made sense, but with four people it doesn't make sense.
It's a problem with four people. The other thing too that's made it a lot easier, like we flew through the library level because there's arrows telling you where to go the entire time. It is almost impossible to get lost in this version of Halo, unless you're looking for one of the
The other issue is you can't even get lost on purpose if you want to, because you'll get checkpointed in.
Unless you're all going in the same place.
But if one person accidentally steps over a trigger line, you're all screwed. For a game like this in 2026, why can't I explore? Like,
right.
Why am I not allowed to run around? There's not many levels you get to be able to like run around and explore, but like those levels, like Halo, I should be able to just kind of like go look at stuff. And the game hates that. It does not want you to do that.
It does not want you to do that in a 4-player setting.
No, it's not designed for that.
And then on top of that, we had whatever the hell happened the other night with the final level, where we had to replay it like multiple times for everyone to get the unlocks for the trophies for just beating the level and beating the game.
Right. Well, one person got kicked halfway through. And it's important to note that you cannot rejoin the level halfway through.
No, you can't.
The game refuses to let you do that. You know, because it's a difficult thing in 2026. So we had to redo it again, and then even redoing it, he didn't get it. So we had to redo it again, and then he finally got it. But when I got it the second time, it didn't even pop. You. I didn't check my list and see that it actually made it.
And it was there.
Mm-hmm.
The other, we touched on it a little bit the last time we recorded, but like the performance only gets worse the further we've gotten into this game, to the point that the final, like the final level, like there are points of it that seem almost unplayable with how low the frame rate goes.
The frame rate.
We were talking about that one part where there's the one part where you drive down into the other part of the ship, and there's another ship that flies over, and it is comical how bad it looks, because it looks like it literally looks like stop motion.
Well, and the worst part is even if you're not looking at it, because you know in some games if you choose not to look at it, it won't affect you. It doesn't matter. It affects everyone who's playing, and like you'll see other people you're playing with in stop motion.
Yes,
and then
along with the characters. I was
doing the driving during that part, and there are parts where I couldn't see.
Yeah, there's also a weird part where when you go into it, there's a dark tunnel part, and then there's a part where everything's on fire, but they use that effect way too much, and so it blinds you.
I assume we just go straight at this point.
Yeah, but when you get to the very end of that part where you have to get out of the Warthog and kind of run through that little line straight to that ship, it is easily 15 frames a second. Yeah. Like, it is atrocious. It's
awful.
Unbelievable that the game launched in this state.
Well,
and I haven't, I mean, unbelievable, but believable for Halo Studios, I guess. But I have not tried these. I'm curious to try these in a single player setting to see if it's really the game, or if it's because there's 4 fucking people here and there shouldn't be.
No.
Because the game was never meant to have 4 people.
No. And it was never updated to do so, except for putting one extra seat in the Warthog.
Yeah. So, well, there's not even an extra seat. You just sit on the bench.
That's like holding on the bed of your truck.
On the bed of that, then somebody sits on the back, facing the back. They can't look forward.
Right.
They have to look back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was how they compensated that to have 4 people in the game. It I can't even recommend it. Like they should have done what we said this entire time, which is port over Master Chief Collection. That's what they should have done. Now,
it's insane to me that didn't happen.
That I feel like that would have been easier for them.
The game's done.
It's done. They just have to do a little code to make it work on PS5 or whatever.
Right. And you didn't have to add 4-player to Halo 1. Like, honestly, if that was the caveat thing, nobody would have cared.
Given everything that's going on with that studio right now, the layoffs that have happened, I don't know what the future is. Like, I don't know if they continue this plan of remaking Halo 2 next, or if we just put this franchise on ice again for a while.
I don't know. Well, the thing is like, even if they do decide to make Halo 2 next, it's not coming to PlayStation. So
I don't think it
will.
This
is just this weird outlier of a bad version of this game will exist on PlayStation, and that's it.
That's sad.
And it's sad. It's
very sad.
It's something now that really actually tarnishes the legacy of what I would consider a masterpiece video game. Not to mention the first time that you can play this on a competitor's machine and it's bad.
It's just trash. Like,
it's just not a good version of the game. So people that have played it for 25 years can now say, like, well, there's a better way to play this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just it's sad. So I don't recommend. I mean, we have to continue. We have not. The funny thing is, we haven't even played these prequel levels. No. That's the other thing I'm really curious to see, is because these are levels that were designed with 4 players in mind. I'm curious to see how they run in comparison to the campaign.
It's still running on the same engine, so I don't know if it could be any better.
I'm curious. I also know, like, from the footage I've seen, they seem bad.
They seem terrible from what I've watched.
They seem pretty bad.
I've seen Instagram clips and stuff, and man, it does not look good.
Doesn't look great. So, but that'll probably be the next part of it we do, is to see what's going on with that.
Yeah, we have
skulls to get.
Skull run.
We have probably, hopefully you can still do that lasso glitch that people were talking about. They took it away already? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's going to be the worst one.
Lasso's going to be...
It might be what breaks us.
Well, we might just have to do a thing where one person just hangs back
or something. Yeah. So, ongoing journey that game will be. And then we can talk about Alan Wake 2 some more. I finished, and I won't go into spoilers for it because you have not done the Lake House.
I haven't started it yet. No.
Okay, so you've played through the Night Springs DLC.
I finished that. I platinumed the original, the game. Like, yeah.
Okay.
I was very tempted to replay it again right away and just rush through it to see the extra content. And I was like, I'll just look it up. It's 3 minutes of stuff. Yeah,
it's not too much stuff, and you can just YouTube it.
I wish they would have
at that point
done.
They would have done a trophy. I would have done it.
Yeah, if they done that, I would have done it. But I wish they would have gone further with, this is the final cut, and then there's actually more extra stuff. But it's not enough stuff to make you play the game again.
Not really, and it's only like a couple extra of those manuscript pages and stuff.
There's some videos, and then there's a true ending. But
yeah,
I mean, the game also clearly sets up a 3, so it's not really a true ending. It's like there has to be a third one.
I feel like there will be a third one. So, So I mean, I did the 2 DLCs. I will say I really like the Lake House DLC too, but that DLC you play as the one FBI agent, I can't remember her name now, but the one that you deal with, or not FBI, she's with the FBC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You play as her for that DLC, and you're investigating another facility that's in Cauldron Lake.
They talk about it at the end of the game, where they're like, yeah, we had some agents there, but they all got slaughtered, essentially.
There's a way you can just start that DLC from the game, because it's like at that one, when you get to the point where it's kind of like the point of no return with Saga, there is a dialogue option where it's like you could go into that DLC from there, but you don't have to.
You're hanging out in the room with her at the end.
And because when you play that DLC, there are parts of it where she's the narrator, so it's like she's talking to Saga about, hey, this is what happened when I was at this lake house thing. Yeah, so that DLC gets pretty spooky. So, as I told you, there's look out for the painted enemies. You'll enjoy those. That one deals with not it's not really a spoiler, but that one deals with a painter, which is kind of interesting. So a completely different character, which is it's good. And then those 3 Night Springs DLCs, like I like them. I think the weakest one is the one that involves the diner lady.
They're all
waitress.
They're all fun for what they are, but I don't feel like any of them give you enough of what they are.
No, the second one where you play as Jesse from Control is weird.
There's not
it's
enough.
Good, but it's weird.
Not enough of it. And like the waitress one is good, but it's not enough of it. And then of course like the Timebreaker one, which is the best.
That's the best one by far.
I don't feel like they do enough with that either. Like they could have had more fun with that because they're playing it as you're actually him and he's in a different universe. And it does give more context to how you run into him so many different times in all these different places. It's because it's not him. It's different versions of him from different worlds.
Yeah.
So like they do give you some explanation to that.
They go very meta with it.
Right. It's incredibly meta. But like they also don't go far enough. I mean, it's crazy enough when you get into like the comic book.
Yeah.
But I really wish they would have done like a scene from him in Quantum Break or something. Like go really like fucking crazy with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
like,
Quantum Break is another part of it.
That's how I felt at the end of it. Is like they could do something where they make another game with that guy as the main character, but it's not Quantum Break.
You're going through that and like
you're going through this stuff
and watching him die. I mean, I feel like it'll be a bigger part of 3. I feel like maybe instead of having like maybe that's one of the stories that's being told at the same time is because he's the one going after Door and
like, there's all those scenes where you meet up with him like at random places and he's just sitting there humming or whatever, whistling, and then it's just like, oh hey,
yep,
I figured out some more. Like,
well, and that's the thing is like that's how you
more with him.
That's how they explain away that he's just being moved around and like pulled in from worlds and stuff.
Yeah.
It was cool though. Again, I wish it was a little bit longer. I get what they're going for, but it wasn't enough.
The Lake House DLC is pretty substantial. I thought that was like 3 or 4 hours, but it's one continuous story. It's not split into segments. So that's definitely that was definitely worth its time. There's some interesting things that happen in that do actually give a little context to some stuff going on in the base game. So more than the Night Springs DLC stuff does. So. But it's good. Now, that game, I'm completely 100% everything done with it. So now I just wait for Control Resonant. So
yeah, and then Alan Wake 3, whenever that is. I was reading some stuff about it, and somebody suggested that it be called Alice Wake because at the end of 2, they really kind of set up that, well, yeah, Alan's out, but they try to tell you that she's dead like the whole time.
Yeah.
Until the very end when she's not dead. She went back in, and you're like, oh, so like obviously that's gonna be the big part of 3 is finally rescuing her, but maybe we play as her instead. That could be cool too.
The only other thing that I've been substantially playing is I briefly thought about playing one of the Dragon Quest games, and then for whatever reason, I decided instead like. I should try and platinum Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning because I've oddly played through that game multiple times over since it came out originally on 360, but I've never 100%ed it. So I put a lot of time into it on the 360 version, and then a couple of years ago when this version came out on the Xbox, I played it there. At some point, they gave it out as a plus game. And I've never played that new DLC they made for it, the Fatesworn thing, which I do have. And that's one of the few last things I have left to do in the game. But I think when I looked at it today, I put like 50 hours into it now.
Jesus.
So I've one of the dumber achievements or trophies in that game is you have to beat the game on not the hardest difficulty, but on hard. There is a very hard difficulty, I guess. But you only have to beat the main story. So once you finish the main story, you can just dumb it down to casual and move on, which is what I did. Because I will say, like, the final boss of that game is you basically have to go and buy 100 potions and just keep popping potions to beat him at that point, because he just, on a hard difficulty, he's not fun to fight. But that game is really good. Like, I remember when it came out, liking it a lot. It was very good. It's very much a game that is a product of its time. It would be cool to see something happen with that franchise now, like a second one, but I don't know if that will ever happen.
Wasn't that the Kurt Schilling game where his studio got shut down?
Yes.
They were fucking around with taxpayer money?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. So, it's just a fun, dumb, very mindless, like, it has lore in it. There's, in fact, one of the things you have to do in that game is get all the lore stones, which kind of give you some background into what's going on in the game. But it's all like what I would call fantasy fluff. Like, it's not really substantial. It's been a really good, like, game to fuck around with and listen to podcasts, or for me, watch X-Files. So that's one of the reasons why, because I was like, oh, I'll finally play through Dragon Quest 11, and I played like an hour of it, and then realized, like, I really want to concentrate on the story and not have the X-Files going on the side. So I was like, I can just play Kingdoms of Amalur and try to platinum that, because I don't really care about what's going on in the story. The gameplay of Kingdoms of Amalur is just really good and really fun. So I will I'm hoping to have that done probably by the next time we record, and then we inch closer to Control, because that's the end of September. So,
well, is it?
It will be for me, because I'm not going to. I can't wait that 3 weeks, because the day now for that is Castlevania Day.
Well,
so then I would have to wait till after Castlevania. I'm not going to do that. So, Castlevania, that probably is my most anticipated game of the year.
I'm going to be patient, little boy.
The only other thing I've really been playing is I've really been trying to push myself to turn on the Switch 2. And so I have, and I've just been playing the GBA version of Dr. Mario on that, like, online service thing, which is a really good version.
Game Boy Advance Dr. Mario.
And that's the thing. Like, I realized the other day, because, like, I've probably played like 10 hours of Dr. Mario on there now. And I realized the other day, I'm like, man, this is all I've played on my Switch 2 since I've got it outside of Mario Kart.
Fantastic.
Is Dr. Mario, game that I probably have somewhere I could play on a GBA very easily. But
I can get on your phone real quick for you if you want.
Yeah, there you go. But I've been playing it there and having fun with it. So, but I was reminded the other day too, like, even coming out, I think in the mid-September is that new Fire Emblem game, and it's not doing it for me. Like,
there's too many of those now.
There's too many. We've done it too many times.
It was like a niche title, and everybody was like, "Oh, cool!" And then they were putting them out every so often. Oh, neat! And then all of a sudden, it was like every year or every 2 years, it's like, "Here's another one. Here's another one.
Here's another one. Here's another one.
Here's another one. Here's another one." It's just that's too many. It's too many Fire Emblem games, man.
It is
for a franchise that they didn't care about for a very long time. They really started pumping those things out.
Well, hey, I mean, I'll have it for Zelda if that's a game that comes out this year at this point.
And then,
like, who knows?
Here's the plan. You buy it for Zelda. You play Zelda on it. Then you give it to me. I play Zelda on it. Then I buy Star Fox and I play Star Fox on it. And I give it back to you. And you play Star Fox. And then you give me Star Fox back when you're done.
Yeah. No, that seems fair. Do you think this Zelda game comes out this year? We've heard nothing.
It's very rare that they talk about something this big and then it doesn't happen, right? It's very rare for them.
Are they pulling a GTA 6 with it?
No. When's the last time you could think that like a first person, like major title from them didn't make it?
Like they've actually had to delay the game? I can't remember.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
So, like with them,
that's where
I'm sure it's happened a few times, but I can't think of one.
It's just really weird that it's like that was in what, June? That was the direct in June, right?
Yeah, that they showed.
We're almost to September. Granted, the way they announce having a direct, it's like, hey, we're having one tomorrow.
They could literally on Tuesday be like, we're going to show you Zelda on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then when they show you Zelda on Thursday, they could be like, it comes out November 15th. And everything, you're just like, okay, like that's kind of how they do stuff sometimes.
I do think that's the one game that will probably come out in the vicinity of GTA because it doesn't matter.
It has no effect on Grand Theft Auto. It
has no effect on GTA.
Especially with Grand Theft Auto being digital $100. Zelda like lives in its own world. You have to be a Switch owner. It's not like it's an Xbox PlayStation thing. It's like you have to be bought into Nintendo's shit. So, and that's the kind of thing where they could literally say any day they want.
Well, and I also see no reason for it to actually be delayed because now we had those leaked pictures of the system, like the box for it and stuff, and like that shit seems real, like actually real.
Oh, so. that's 100% real. It's like I told you before, and like those things have to exist for months ahead of time. Like GameStop already knows about all of this stuff.
Oh yeah,
because they have to be able to be ready to put it in the system, be ready to turn it on. Know how they probably already know how many they're getting and how they're going to have to do that. Like places like that,
they do.
So it's just, I was thinking about it today too, like, or a couple days ago, even regarding this, of like, GameStop's probably going to end up with the most of these systems, right? Like you go to a Target now.
They have to be.
When's the last time you were in a Target and went to the game section?
It's for me. Mm-hmm. Probably spring of this year, maybe. It's been a while.
All of it in my Target is one row. All of it.
It's just one row now?
It's nuts how little stuff they have.
When you say one row, just like one side
of
an
aisle. And it got moved over to the other side.
Okay.
Like, they literally like gutted where the game stuff was and turned it into like a mini like Pop Mart, if you know what the Pop Mart stores are, like Field Mall or whatever. Mm-hmm. They turned it into one of those. It's just full of all that blind box stuff. The thing that's insane about that is they don't have a single person like working that department, so the whole thing looks like a tornado hit it.
That's bad.
Wild. Like it should be someone's job to just work this 50 square foot area and just stay here and don't move. But so they moved all the games up to the other side, condensed it all down to one aisle. I think there's maybe 5 Xbox games, maybe.
It sounds like what's happening in Walmart.
Right, Target doesn't get this stuff anymore. Walmart doesn't get this stuff anymore. Best Buy doesn't. Walmart. Best Buy's terrible too, man. It's been taken over by toys and Lego and cards and all that stuff, and they don't have any of that stuff, so it's just empty that way too. I think Best Buy's biggest problem is it's laid out in such a way where you go back to the media section, and that whole section is like in the middle of the store, and it's all fucking empty. Like, why don't we just give up on this shit and put it in the corner and be like, this is where media stuff is, and be done?
Yeah, because they've gotten rid of a lot of that stuff in
Well, ever since they started getting rid of, like,
movies.
In high school, I'd go in and there'd be 6 rows of CDs, movies over here, video games over, like the whole thing in the center was media and it was packed. And then over time, obviously, it died. But now it's time to just be like, okay, we can move this to the corner and forget about it. Put more TVs in the fucking middle of the store.
Why not, right?
It's more refrigerators. Going to end up getting a majority of these Nintendo systems, right? Like, what's another way to buy them anymore?
I feel like that. I mean, Amazon.
But even Amazon, like, they're starting to do more stuff with Nintendo now, but it's still not, like, readily available where I would go to buy Nintendo games.
No.
So.
But probably GameStop will be the people that have the most.
And the systems and controllers are real for sure. I really predict them to just come out within like the next couple weeks and do a thing on it for like 30 minutes and say it comes out in November. And here you go. It literally could be like the week before Thanksgiving or fuck, dude, they could release it on Thanksgiving. It doesn't matter when they can.
They can release that game on GTA Day. I don't think they will, but they could. It wouldn't matter.
They could. And because
I could see it being that week.
What percentage of sales do you think are going to be digital? It's going to be very high number.
Very high number.
85% more?
Maybe like 75, because the thing I saw recently was they put out that statistic where it's still like 35% of Switch owners are still buying physical games. So it's much higher for that system versus the others.
But this is also giving me one of those games where it's like the kids are going to want it immediately.
Yeah.
I want it now. I want it installed now. I want to play it now.
Yeah.
I got to wait 24 hours for my copy of the game. They're going to lose their minds.
They're going to lose their minds.
Yeah. And again, even though I'm not going to own a Switch 2, I probably end up buying a copy of that game because I'm going to own a Switch 2 at some point.
At some point.
That is.
When it's $1,200.
When the rest of video games are dead, I'll buy a Switch 2, and then that'll be it.
There you go. It's your final. Yeah. That concludes what I've been playing, though. I'll kick it over to you for what you've been playing.
Yeah, so, I mean, really the only things I've been playing other than Halo and Alan Wake, I started Digimon Storytime Stranger finally. Because I was in the mood. I've been in the mood for a Digimon game because I was playing the Digimon Up mobile game, which is that game is fun, but it's just an idle game where you just tap stuff every so often and let it run. So I was like, all right, I want to play a real Digimon game. Let's see what story is all about. Especially having played the last couple of Cyber Sleuth games and finished those, and I've finished Survive. World I've never finished. I need to go back and do, but it's very different. I'm about maybe a dozen hours into this game. I don't know if I like it or not. It's weird.
Okay.
It's
not what I expected.
No, it's really a lot like Digimon games recently have been more so you're kind of just following a path and doing the next thing and going through this level to go to this level, go to this mission and do this dungeon and stuff. And that's been fine in the past when the games were more basically glorified Vita games, because that's what Cyber Sleuth was. It was just a Vita game.
Yeah.
This is like a full console release, and somehow it feels like it's less than that, which is disappointing because I really why can't I have a game? And World was kind of like this, but it still wasn't very good. But why can't I have a game where I'm just in the digital world and I just get to explore and run around like a Pokemon game, right? Where you run around and you find stuff and you go here and you go there and you catch them and all that stuff. This game is not really. It's literally story, dungeon, story, dungeon, and it just gets kind of tiring after a while. Especially because they've added a mechanic now where when you see him running around when you want it before you get into a fight, right? But if you hit R2, you can surprise attack him with your Digimon and stuff. But if your Digimon are powerful, they'll kill them before the fight even starts. And you'll just get the XP and you get to move on. So it cuts out random battles, which is kind of nice until I realized that I'm so over leveled that I only fight stuff 1 out of every 6 times, 8 times.
Okay.
So now it just turns into I'm running around just pushing R2 until I get to the boss fight. And then the boss fight just becomes more of a war of attrition rather than actually doing a battle, because they all have mechanics where it's oh, well, this guy has these mechanical arms that come down, so you got to kill all 4 mechanical arms before you can damage him. And then after you damage him a couple times, the arms come back down. And if you don't attack all the arms, it's just you get stuck in this loop of the fights take long because they're designed to take long, not because you're not good at it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't know. It's still fun in the sense of I'm in the world and I get to catch him and train him and digivolve him up and down and whatever. But I just feel we still. I guess I should be thankful I'm still getting Digimon games and content in this country, but they're not what they should be. I think if they really were just fuck it, we did a Digimon World 3 remaster. I'm all in at that point because that game's incredible. Even as just PlayStation 1 games in general go, taking out the fact that it's a Digimon game, it's an incredible PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah.
I just want that experience again, and I'm not getting it. So it's kind of disappointing. I'll play through it and I'll beat it, and I think the platinum is pretty easily attainable. So
that was my next question.
Yeah.
It's not too challenging.
I don't think I have to do anything out of the ordinary compared to the stuff I've done in the past. And we're talking about Survive, you have to play through that game 3.5 fucking times. And that's a visual novel where you just it's running through text over and over again. And Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, it's really just play a shitload and just grind stuff out. This doesn't seem to be that bad because you can level up pretty quick. I don't know. It's fine. It's nothing. Maybe I'll like it more as it goes on, but I feel like I've played enough of the gameplay loop where I'm just kind of over it, and I'll just play through it to finish it. I played more Marvel Tokon. That game is still really fucking good. The only thing I don't like about the game is I feel like battles go too fast. It's like the people you fight or you don't have enough health compared to how strong everything is. If you can land some of the combos are just hit square as many times as you can in a row, and it'll tag other people in and do an ultimate attack thing. That's 40%. and you can do that in about 6 seconds. So like it seems a little too fast. I could tweak that, I'm sure, but it seemed for the default it seems odd. But yeah, it's still really fun. I do wish that. I hope that like the content updates and like the character updates don't end up taking like, oh, we've got these 4 characters announced and the 4th one's going to be out in September of 2027. Like that kind of shit where they take way too fucking long.
Well, I think some of that stuff they're going to rush out because doesn't it tie into Doomsday?
I would assume we'll get, but the thing is they also give out like avatars and little things you can like dress up your cool little guy with. That's not the fucking content I want. Nobody cares about that.
No.
I want characters. They've only announced one of them so far. He's not even in the game, but they've announced him. So I just don't want it to be the kind of thing where it's like, oh, you get a character every 4 months. Like, no. If we're going to do this, put this on the Marvel Rivals schedule where you just fucking just jam them down my throat every week. Because, like, characters, here's 8 more. You're like, holy shit, they just keep coming out with you guys. But that game is really fun. It still plays incredible. It looks amazing. The music's great. And the only other thing I've really like messed around with is for whatever reason, I was on Steam and I was looking at Marvel Heroes again because I was like, oh, maybe we'll play a little bit. And I'd gotten it to work the other way where like it had go out of the thing and boot up a server and then run the game and then log into the server, whatever. These guys have come up with a way now where I can just play that game through fucking Steam on a multiplayer server and the game just works. It's like it's never left, which is insane to me, considering that is an online MMO essentially. It just boots through Steam now. You have to put 1 line of code in the game's like in the settings.
It's not,
and then you have to make an account like through these people's like website that you just use to log in. But it's just like a fake account. And yeah, it just works. It's the full game.
Crazy.
It's insane. You got logged in, there's 50 people running around. Holy shit, Marvel Heroes is back. So I'm excited about that. The only problem is I was reading into, I got to get a DualShock hooked up to my computer and like do all this stuff. Apparently for that game specifically, it's real fucking hard to get a controller to work.
Really?
Because of like the buttons and like all the commands.
Can you just play with keyboard and mouse? Or
you can, but I was like, I'm so used to remember I played on PlayStation for a year.
I remember when it came out for PlayStation. And
so I was like, I could get a DualShock hooked up to this and do it.
Yeah.
Apparently it takes like the DualShock program to rebind those keys and then this other thing to rebind these keys within the game.
Dang.
And then, because movement in the game is really strange where it's not WASD. It's only W to move forward and the mouse to like turn. So since the game doesn't have built-in like up, left, right, down, there is no up, right, left, down to map it to on a controller. So like this guy figured it out and he made this whole like fucking notepad thing you can like copy and paste and do all this stuff and then you can edit it. This seems too much, man. I might just do keyboard and mouse, but which is a bummer because I'd like to play with controller. But that game also came out in 2015, so
it's been a while.
But it's insane to think that I can just launch it through Steam, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
But that's all I've been messing around with.
But you, Matt?
So I finished up that game about chopping trees. Just chop trees. It was actually quite entertaining. It did have a new game plus, so I haven't started that yet. But then I'm like, it's interesting because I don't know what other abilities you can get. There are like 6 or 7 slots, but like I've played through the entire game and I only filled up 4 slots. So I don't really know what else you can do. So I'm going to maybe try to play through it to see what the other slots are opening about.
Yeah.
And then for Dan, because I know he'll be super excited about this, I played some Horny Waifu Kaiju Strike.
Yes, I need to know everything about this game.
The game is not great. So essentially with it, so the way they essentially lure you into the very beginning of it is they essentially play a sex scene for you. So you play the sex scene. Right. They have to start off hot to get you in it. And then once you're in it, it's not even like you're really doing much because it's like you have your group of characters and they're essentially going through like waves of enemies. But then it's like that's really it. Like, that's all you're doing. So, like,
but what's play style? Like, what game is it closest related to?
Honestly, this reminds me of like a phone game. Like, you could. I don't even know what. I'm trying to think of a game that I've played where it kind of like reminds me of it, because it's just.
Does it feel like it was built as like a mobile game?
It really does feel like a mobile game.
Yeah.
Like, that's essentially what it feels like. It feels like it plays like one of those.
Have you ever looked to see if it's on the like App Store?
I actually, I don't think it would be. I don't think that name is going to drop like that.
True.
I mean, they refer to it as like a RPG, but it really feels like a strategy based type game when it comes to like how you're playing with the people. I mean, I'm on level like 9, I think, right now.
Okay.
And like level 1 is where, like I said, you played the first sex scene of it, and then that's how they lure you into it. And then, of course, it's buy the packs and you'll get better in it. But I ain't spending money on this game. Oh, you don't trick me like that. I ain't no virgin.
% player worldwide, I'm assuming.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It says it's mostly positive on Steam, but there's no way people are like super excited about playing this game. I'll keep trying it out though. Like, I have to play it at night when nobody's awake because I feel bad. Yeah, I'm in the dark. I'm in the dark clicking around on these games. But like, man, I can't play it during the day at any point in time. But Jesus, I'd love for my kid to walk over and be like, "What's that?" But yeah, I'll play it maybe like if you get to like a higher level, like more scenes will open up and kind of go from there.
I assume that's like the point of it, right? Shouldn't that be?
Yeah, but like I haven't ran into anything else, which is just wildly crazy. So, all right. Anyways, it's been fun. And then Pal World is the other game I've just kind of dived headfirst into. I am like level 50 right now, I think, on that game.
Okay.
It really is the game that I think 90% of all Pokemon players actually want. Like,
base building and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, base building, but not only base building, just like the ability to like just literally run and catch everything. But like it, like playing Arceus doesn't feel the same as playing Pal World, and Pal World doesn't look as polished as Arceus looked. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the ability's there. Like if this development team is able to do it, why can't you guys do it? You know what I mean?
They don't have to. That's the big problem.
Exactly. That's the biggest issue with it. So I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's really cool because like you get to you play through dungeons, you go through boss battles. I mean, your base can essentially, and the really cool thing about it is like you don't even really have to like go through all of that. You can just strategically build your base, and your base can help level up your characters. Like, it's really interesting how that all works. It's a lot of fun though. Like, I'm actually, I'm only playing through the campaign by myself. I am on the server with my friends, but I haven't jumped in on their game because I've just kind of been addicted to playing mine. And like, it's just a lot of fun, dude. Like, it's really just cool to just kind of run around and kill pals and kill people, and then like you get to capture people and they can work your base. So it's like, it's kind of fucked up, but it is funny. Yeah, that's all I've played. But yeah, if you haven't dove into Pal World, give it a shot. It's actually a lot of fun.
Well, we can kick over to news, talk about the biggest thing that's going on right now which is the Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks. Read this email first here real quick here. Claire from Watertown, Wisconsin. Howdy, guys. What do you think about all these GTA 6 leaks? How damning do you think this is for Rockstar at this point? I've seen some people saying they are canceling their pre-orders, but I really don't think when there's a hype train like this that there is for this game that it will really matter.
Yeah,
it
really
doesn't.
It doesn't affect this game at all.
At all.
It doesn't. The leaks are wild.
Yeah.
Like
they're interesting. I will say my initial response to seeing, because I've watched as much of it as I can see, kind of just looks like Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't. And I guess I don't know what I was expecting, but I think the thing is when you think about the difference between 3 and 4 and the difference between 4 and 5, those are major gaps in terms of how they improved upon those games. I guess I was somehow expecting a bigger thing for this, but I guess I realized that that's not reasonable.
We're also not seeing this in any kind of context. We're seeing scenes and footage of it out of context. So my thing, because I was thinking about it today too, because it just looks like another GTA game. It doesn't look like it's doing anything. Just from the footage that we've seen, it doesn't look like it's doing anything particularly new. It just seems think about when we jump from GTA 4 to GTA 5, think about the switching to 3 different characters.
Right.
That was a really big deal in 2013. The fact that they got that to work on a 360, think about that. Switching between different characters, stuff that's pretty crazy. What I was thinking today of what I would want to see out of a GTA to move it forward, because just making it a bigger map means nothing to me.
I hate it. I hate the fact that it's bigger.
I would rather see the world be more dense. I'd rather see more. I can go into every building. There's something going on everywhere. But I think the thing that would be more interested in, I think the thing that would make it feel more next gen to me would be if it had either some sort of Nemesis type system or something where NPCs remember you. For example, hey, 30 in-game days ago, I robbed this bank, but these people working here still remember that you came in and robbed this bank.
Think about NPCs that have jobs and lives in that world.
Yeah.
And they go to the same place all the time and they have set schedules all the time. That kind of a thing.
Hey, hour 1 of this game I punched this dude in the street, on the street in the face, and then 100 hours in, this guy randomly run into him again. He remembers that,
and he runs up and tries to punch it. Right.
Yeah, I think that is the kind of stuff I'd look at it and be okay, this feels next gen. But from the footage I've seen, and it looks amazing visually. I'm not taking anything away from how it looks.
Not at all.
But I need it to do more than that. It also, I will say, it really seems like this game will probably be 30 on everything.
It looks 30
frames.
I mean,
it really seems like
this is an older build for sure. It's probably 6 months old.
Yeah,
or last year old type build. But it's obviously enough to the point where this is the game. Some people are out there oh, this is all fake, and some of it's fake. Some of it are right. Some people are.
There are people doing some AI generation stuff for sure,
but the stuff that he's posted is pretty real. I can't. The basketball thing looks pretty real. Him shooting the ladders looks real. The jet ski thing looked real.
There was a jet ski. There was one I saw
where the car today.
I saw the car one, and then the one I saw today was that dude's walking on a pretty populated beach and just starts punching people.
Yeah.
And then you have the crowd kind of reacting what the fuck's going on? That seemed pretty real. But then, I've seen the AI generated stuff too. This is not what's going on.
Some of it is meant to look fake on purpose.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think leaks of an old build for the most anticipated game of all time are going to hurt this game any more than them saying it's digital only did.
No. Yeah.
If that didn't turn you off, if it being digital only and essentially $100 didn't turn you off from the game, then you're in.
Yeah.
Leaks from some dude 3 months before it comes out aren't going to make you rethink buying the game.
No,
not at all.
That's not why you're buying it.
Nope.
Oh, it doesn't look as great, because the basketball went through his hand. I'm going to cancel my pre-order. There's no way.
I do think after the dust settles and the game comes out, there will be some of that disappointment for some people where it it really is just Grand Theft Auto 6. Because I think I don't think it's hyperbolic to say this is the most overhyped video game of all time.
It is. It has no choice.
There won't be anything for a long time. There isn't going to be anything that comes close to even Elder Scrolls 6 can't hit this level of overhype
because it's not as
That's still more of a niche thing. Like again, Elder Scrolls is a household name, but it's still more niche than Grand Theft Auto. Like everybody knows what that is. Everybody wants to play
because they can do whatever they want. I think
exactly
the game can't possibly live up to the expectations it's setting for itself.
No,
but that also doesn't mean that it's not a good game. You know what I mean? Like this game could easily be, and probably should be, a 10, probably. Just in terms of what it's trying to achieve and what it's going to achieve. But it doesn't mean it's going to hit for everybody, especially the people who, again, even though they've made it clear, there are lots of people who think that this is a multiplayer game and can play it online with their buddies and it's all new stuff.
There is going to be a portion of the audience.
Super clear that that's not the case, but there's going to be people that buy it.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
We know that firsthand about just like how uninformed people can be.
I remember when GTA 5 came out and we had to tell people, you do realize like the online part of this is not ready to go yet. This is just the game. How long did it take? Get that in a month. It was a month.
Yeah.
It was
but it also didn't.
Then remember it launched, it was broken as shit.
Yeah.
Remember you would launch inside other people. And that's if you got in.
That's if you got in.
Yeah.
So there will be that audience here that just
always.
Where's the online? There is no online.
Well, and the good thing is they can't go into the store and complain about it because they had to buy it.
Digital only. They can call a 1-800 number for Rockstar.
The leak stuff has just been crazy from the fact that remember when some of this stuff got leaked a year ago? Wasn't it? Yeah,
a little longer than that. Or like
24, I want to say.
And that was stuff that was a build from a while ago.
Sure, like but it was still like insane that this got out. So they were, buckling down on leaks and security and all that kind of stuff. And then for this to come out, where this guy certainly seems like he has a full copy of the game.
It seems like he has some sort of build because the fact that he was able to shoot with a gun the word leak into a wall, like, seems like he has something.
Some level of full build from an earlier version.
Yeah.
To the point where it's just running on, and the best part is what version it is? It's PC, because of course it is.
Yeah.
But we don't have that. We don't have that yet.
It's like every one of their games, though. It'll be like 18 months later, it'll hit PC.
Then it'll sell $100 again and again and again and again.
Again and again, yeah.
The only thing that this leak is really hurting, and I'm glad that it is the Netflix thing, because it's making the Netflix thing look extra dumb. Because now it's like, why do I even have to watch the Netflix thing? I've seen the game be played.
Exactly. The Netflix thing is incredibly stupid because they're locking an advertisement for this game behind a 6-hour paywall. That all this stuff's just gonna be on YouTube 6 hours later. Like I'm not like I don't have Netflix right now, and I'm not gonna resub to watch
on YouTube within an hour because people are gonna record it off.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like, people will record it and throw it on YouTube, and then they're gonna have to spend an hour. That is the real reason why the window is only 6 hours.
Yeah,
they couldn't make it any longer because they know what's gonna happen.
It's gonna be on the internet within minutes.
Within minutes, people are going to be making TikToks going, what kind of crazy shit are you doing?
There's going to be people on
6?
Twitch streaming it.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to get shut down fast enough for it to matter. You'll be able to watch it on somebody's Twitch in a mirror behind them where they're like, oh, I don't know what we're doing. And it's just playing right here.
There you go. I don't know what that image is in that mirror behind me. That's weird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Watch me solitaire stream, and then there's just a TV behind him running it.
No, I totally see that.
I think the leaks are great. Fuck it, I love them.
Yeah, like here's the thing, and this is what I'll say as far as the leaks. Like, yeah, there is a part, there is a part of me that like, yeah, it is upsetting for the people that have worked years on some sort of project and just kind of leaks like this. But at the same time, there's the anarchist in me that's like, fuck these major corporations. Yeah.
Let it burn.
Let it burn. Put the entire fucking thing on. I don't care.
Did you see on
charging $100
on Reddit? The official GTA 6 Reddit is taking down all the leak stuff. So then another one popped up called like GTA 6 Unmoderated.
Awesome.
That Reddit has more subscribers than the official one.
Of course it does.
Because that one has no rules.
That's
exactly.
So the shit's just getting posted constantly. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah. It's all like it's over. Like in today's day and age, when anything ever leaks, it's over. It doesn't matter. It's everywhere. The internet is forever. It's everywhere.
If it's been touched by the internet once, it's out there.
It's over. It's out there forever. So, but no, as far as the rest of it goes, I'm 100% pro League. Like, fuck them.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to charge people $100 for this game. This is now the most pre-ordered game that's ever existed at this point.
And will
digital only.
Be bigger, yeah.
I mean, but let's be real honest though. Like, there's, in the sea of however many 1 to 2, 3 million people that have pre-ordered this game, how many people are really going to cancel their pre-order because of a leak?
Well, first off, the number is a lot higher than 3 million.
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
Out of all of that, 0.001%.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, what is it? They don't even fucking care anymore, man.
If you already paid them $100 for a digital license, this isn't the thing that turns you off of the game.
Not at all.
The statistic I saw today is that they have already made $400 million on this game, and that is without officially showing a single frame of the actual game.
No gameplay.
Like we've seen no gameplay. We're not counting these leaks or whatever. $100. Like they've charged $100 for a digital game. They've already made $400 million.
It's only going to go
The
up.
game is still 3 months away.
And think about how many more pre-orders they're going to get, like the week before
the Netflix day.
The Netflix day, they'll get more.
Not to mention, you still will have those people that don't have Netflix that sign up for a subscription just to watch an advertisement.
Yeah, I don't think maybe enough people out there realize like how insane some people are about this stuff. There are people who will do exactly that. Yes. I guess I'll sign up for Netflix to watch this thing 6 hours before. People do that kind of shit.
People do that shit all the time.
Like,
it's crazy.
Like there weren't that many customers at GameStop that were act like that, but there were plenty. You know, the people.
There's regular people, yeah.
People that buy every Zelda themed item we get in, no matter what it is.
Oh yeah.
You know, like there are people that are like that, and then if there are people that are like that for Zelda. There's people that are like that for GTA. There's people that are like that.
100%.
I buy a lot of Final Fantasy stuff, and I'm not even in that close to that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I have a lot of Final Fantasy shit, but even I know there's a limit.
Well, like to get back on the leaks, I guess Take-Two has submitted subpoenas to Microsoft and Discord to try and take this stuff down. I laugh that it's Microsoft and not like Sony's not involved. Like it's just
like what?
I don't understand why it's Microsoft. Is like most people are buying this game on PlayStation, but okay, yeah, that seems weird. But yeah, GTA, like it's coming. It just for me, it feels just like an obligation at this point. That's the sad part. Like of the games that I'm excited about for the rest of the year, like 2 games before it, I'm way more excited.
That's all on the list.
Control and Castlevania, yeah. And in some ways Zelda. But I just want to see what that game is. Like, there is no part of me that will not buy Ocarina of Time as one of my favorite games of all time, but I still want to see what it actually is.
Why? So, yeah, like, how could you possibly make me care again? Like, the 3DS one at least was like, it's handheld. It's the first time they've done this. Like, the GameCube one kind of, but like, this is like they're focused on doing this and it's handheld and it was really, really good. How is this different than that one?
I thought about this today too. How have we not seen a trailer for that movie yet? They moved it up, by the way. That movie's now at the end of April.
I bet you whatever the Ocarina of Time Direct is. Oh, and one more thing.
Do you think they're
going to show the trailer? Okay. They're not going to let anybody else show it. They're going to show it.
Okay. Is there any way in which that movie's good?
I think there's a way in which that movie is where you walk out of it going, it was fine, but
they're going to have to make Link speak. He can't just be quiet.
They have to cut a ton of stuff that you would normally get in any Zelda story. You can't go through 3 dungeons, turn into an adult, and then go through 6 more dungeons.
If they're doing Ocarina of Time,
and then go fight the boss in his castle on fire in 2 hours. It's not going to happen. That's always like as a kid when I thought about the idea of them doing a live action Zelda, I always thought of them doing it as like a TV miniseries because be great.
Netflix show today would be what I would think of them to actually do even if it's live action or animated.
Right.
So
I think more
because you can give the story
video
justice.
Games lend themselves more to television than movies.
Yeah.
Just because if you want to tell the real a real full story, you need more time. You need 10 hours.
Yeah.
2.5 hours for a Zelda thing isn't going to cut it because I really feel like they're going to try to shoehorn in some kind of like weird origin story, even though a Zelda game really doesn't fucking need one. Ocarina of Time, you wake up. There you go. There's your origin story. And then they tell you as you go through the game. Congratulations, the fairy showed up. Now you got to go fucking inside this big tree.
Go this way.
Yeah.
We'll kick into some of the other news here. Supermassive Games, people that make Until Dawn, have cut a lot of their staff due to the low sales of Directive 8020. Boy, that game came out and just did nothing.
I barely heard about it.
I'd never heard about it. I'm sure it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one that's on my Black Friday list this year. Because I would like to play it, but I barely heard anybody speak of it. Like, I don't know anybody that's played it.
Are they the ones that are making Until Dawn 2? Is it them or is it somebody else?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it is them. Because we just got the release of Oblivion Remastered on the Switch, we're going to finally get an official patch for the other versions of Oblivion, which that game heavily needs a patch. The only reason they're doing this is because they have to patch that Switch 2 version. I don't know if you've seen any footage of it, but it's pretty bad.
I'm not surprised. Remember, original Skyrim on original Switch sucked too.
I think I got conned into buying that when that came out, just as like, because again, the idea of it at the time was like, wow, I can play this game on the go, and then I realized after playing it for like an hour or two after I bought it, oh, this is like playing vanilla Skyrim. Like after I have played like heavily modded Skyrim on PC, and it's like, this isn't what I want to do. So, I wouldn't. Of the ways to play Oblivion Remaster now, this is not the way that I would want to play it. But at least they're going to work on getting a patch because that game heavily needs it. So, like, at this point, as someone who like absolutely loves and adores Oblivion, I would never go back to that version of that game the way it is right now. Because I told you, like, by the end of that DLC, it crashed on my PlayStation so many times that I just, like, it was every time I opened a door, crash, have to reload. I gotta go through another door, and I had to do it just to get to the end of that DLC to get that last trophy. So it was very stupid. There have been more protests over the Bethesda layoffs. So a lot of those employees have just been protesting outside of, like, they were even protesting outside of it when that new Microsoft CEO Asha Sharma was there, when she teased that she's played the Elder Scrolls 6. They were doing that thing where they had like that weird tweet with like the asterisks and stuff. Sentinel, yeah, I think that's what it probably is, though. Like, given the area, so it's not Argonia. That's what the kids want.
You gotta say it's ES7 in 2058.
I've seen it came up on my feed one day, but there's been a lot of TikToks and like Instagram reels and stuff of developers from Bethesda that have been laid off, that are like basically begging for support to go back because they want to finish what they're working on in the new Elder Scrolls game. Like, I've seen a lot of that recently, so I'm not surprised that they're out there and protesting the layoffs. But I don't think it's going to move the needle for them at all.
Ship ES6, you're all fired. Have a great day.
Well, hey man, that's what's going to happen with the Coalition after Gears launches to dismal numbers in a couple months. So that's what happened to the Halo Studios here. Speaking of Halo Studios, those early estimates of about, like 1% of players were playing Halo on PS5 were not accurate. So it seems like the sales
number
that really didn't seem accurate. But the sales are about 50-50 split between Xbox and PlayStation, despite the previous information. But again, sales numbers for that are still extremely low. So, and I would assume a lot of it, too, is like people that are on Xbox or they're in that ecosystem, they're not going to buy it. They're just going to play it on Game Pass. So what sales are actually, I could see maybe sales going a little bit higher because it is Halo, but again, most people are just going to do that. One of the crazier stories we have this week, the Horizon live service game not being canceled, but they're pulling all the live service elements out of it. So what is the point of that game now?
A multiplayer game where you run around? I don't...
Like, we know that Sony's live service push has been a drastic failure for the most part. But to just pull all those elements out but continue to work on this project, why wouldn't you just roll that team into the people working on Horizon 3.
If we're pulling live service to basically just make it a multiplayer Horizon game, just make it Horizon 3 and move on. Like, make Horizon 3.
Well,
because that's the other part of this I put in here, is that they came out and said there's only a small team working on Horizon 3 right now, and it's years away.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
That's crazy.
So, it is a mistake. Like, because think about it this way. Hey, Horizon Forbidden West was 2022. The only other like big open world PlayStation game single player that I can think of that's come out since was Ghost of Yotai, right? There hasn't been any other like big. I guess if you want to count Spider-Man 2 as one, you can.
Yeah,
but
that's not them. It is and it is.
No, but I'm thinking like first party, because even that Rise of the Ronin game, I don't think is quite one of those.
No,
there just hasn't been anything else. So I would think, I was thinking internally, like, oh, we should be rounding the corner of starting to hear about a Horizon 3 pretty soon, because it's been, in February it'll be 5 years since the last one, but now they're saying years away, which seems crazy. So, I put this in here more as a laugh, but they came out that the director of Redfall wanted to release the final patch of that game to fix it, even after he was fired.
Fix it for who?
I will maintain the little bit I played of that game. I actually enjoyed what I played of it. I thought it was interesting. Like, it did have some. It wasn't broken for me either, but I could see where there were things that, like, yeah, you should probably patch this and that, but it wasn't a terrible experience for me. Mm-hmm. I understood the vision of what they were going for, and I thought it was kind of interesting. It just, unfortunately, is broken for a lot of people. I also was not playing it in a multiplayer setting. Like, I ran through probably a couple hours of it by myself, so I think a lot of the broken aspects were probably online. So
that's true.
Makes sense.
But the little bit I played of it, I actually thought it was a very cool game. That is one, like, in a different timeline, I would have liked to see come over to PlayStation, because it would have been fun to sit and go through and play that game. But that 100% will never happen. So, as we continue just the bullshit and everything that's going on with Microsoft, they have now decided to stop sharing their digital game sales data to Circana. So for people that don't know, Circana are the people that compile like all the video game sales. They're like one of those like private companies that does that in the industry. So for Microsoft to come out and say, hey, we're not going to give them that data anymore is crazy. But we're just going to that point again where they just don't want to talk about their sales because their sales are low.
Digital copies of things.
No, they're not. Well, in the same article I saw, like, for physical sales of Xbox games, only account for 5%. I think it's under 5% of the market. It's like nobody is buying physical games for the Xbox. So for those people that are out there that think somehow, some way, Project Helix will have a disk drive, there's no way it's going to have a disk drive. There's no reason for them to do that.
Why would it?
I do see a way in which they might implement some sort of disc to digital program, because it does seem like now. But that would be something that would exist on the current hardware.
You'd have to have the current system and upload it all to your profile now. They're not.
And I kind of feel like that's what they'll do, though. If they're going to do that, is they'll put out a program like within the year leading up to whatever that new system is called, and say, hey, you can do this program. And whatever details they figure to work out for that is what'll happen. It was also leaked today. A lot of leaks the last 2 weeks. Leaked today that the Xbox Series X Translucent Green 25th Anniversary Edition system is at $900. You want to buy a $900 Xbox Series X?
That for?
Who is it for?
Unless you've bought every Xbox console ever released and you need the final one to complete your collection, there's no reason to buy it.
I mean, I have my Halo original translucent green Xbox.
Trade that in. It's probably worth $4,000 because of the chips in it. And then buy the $900.
There you go. Yeah. The final news article I put in here it's a bummer to me because I'm interested in this game. Blood of the Dawnwalker, which comes out in a couple weeks. And I want to say some of that team are ex-Witcher developers.
Yes.
Will not be 60 frames on any of the consoles, including the PS5 Pro. Wild that we're hitting that choke point again. But at the same time, like, I feel like this is a case where it will launch without that and it will patch in later. Because it seems like that's what happens every time. Is like, yeah, we couldn't figure it out, guys.
We'll get it out the door and then we'll work on it for a couple months and then we'll get it to a point where it kind of works and you can turn it on if you want it.
It just made me go, you know what? That's fine. I can wait until they do a bunch of patchwork for that game and pick it up later. As someone who's played Crimson Desert this year too much, I don't need another one of those types of games right now. So, that wraps up the news stuff, but I'll let you go over the big GameStop dumbass move of the week.
I was talking to my friend just who works there about it, and it's just, so basically minimum deposits for pre-orders are doubling on everything. So if it was a game and it was $5, now the minimum deposit's $10. If it was, $25 for a system, it's $50. If it was $50, it's $100. It's not that big of a deal because it's not like you're saving money on the game in any way. You still have to pay for the full price of the game. It just means you owe 10 up front. The only things I can see about it that are like kind of make it stupid are from a getting number standpoint. It used to be, you want to reserve something, it's just $5. Not just $10. And $10 sounds like more than $5 to people. The other thing that's dumb about it is it's coming at a time where we're going to start seeing less and less physical releases of things.
This feels like a move that they should have made a decade ago.
Yeah, we should have done it when games were hot. When PS4 games started coming out, these games are going to cost more. We should probably take $10 instead. And if you had done it then in 2014, everybody would have been like, oh, okay, fine. I guess it makes sense. Everything's more expensive. Controllers are more expensive. I got to put down more money for a controller. I get it. But now that Sony's already told developers, like, we're warning you probably shouldn't make things on disc anymore. Smaller developers are going to try not to put stuff on disc and do more digital. So there's less chance to get this money. So maybe that's why they're doing it. They're trying to get more. Yeah. Remember, the other thing about pre-orders now is if you put $10 down in cash today, and you went back in October and you wanted your money back, too bad. It's store credit. So now they get to keep it. In the past, they didn't keep it. And remember the other argument people always used to make online about how they're stealing your money. They're making money off of your money. They took your money. Yes and no, because they don't. It's not revenue for them because they're basically holding it for you.
They're holding
because
it.
Because at the time I could get it back. I could walk in the next day and say, "Give me my $5 back," and it's a net zero to them and everybody involved. But now that it's store credit, not only do they take your money in the beginning, that goes into a bank somewhere, and they probably have interest gaining on the money they have in a bank somewhere. So in theory, they're making money off your money. It's nothing because it's $5. But in theory, you could argue it is worth more to them the longer they hold on to it. But then they're always going to give it back to you. But now they don't give it back to you. You got to buy something in the store. So I guess I get that aspect of it. People on the Reddit, of course, are like, this is the heralding of doom. This is the end of the world. It's not the end. It's just another thing that just happened. And like you said, really probably should have happened 10 years ago.
It really, when you told it to me the other day, that was the first thing I thought to myself was, why didn't they do this like 10, 15 years ago?
I think thinking about it now, I think the PS4 launch would have been the best time to do it.
Mm-hmm. It would have.
We know things are more expensive. Game is $10. Okay, fine, whatever. People would have done it. You wouldn't think at the time. You wouldn't have thought twice about it. Like, they just and as employees, it would have been easy for us to spin. New consoles, new stuff. It's a little bit more just to lock it in. People wouldn't have cared because most people paid for stuff with trade credit for reserves anyway.
They did, yeah.
But now it's a little harder because people aren't reserving as much physically anyway. Doubling everything is crazy. Like making controller deposits a lot more is weird. I reserved that Wolverine controller just because it looks cool. Yeah. And I have the Spider-Man one, so I might as well have both of those.
Sure.
I got it in just before at 10. Otherwise, it would have been 20 or 25 or whatever it is. But again, I have to pay for the whole thing anyway. What's the difference if I give him 20 now or 20 later? I don't.
What is a system reserve now?
Probably 100.
So, if I I have zero interest in ever pre-ordering that Xbox. Like, if I want to go in, that's probably 100.
I would assume if they're going to do it, my thought would be let's say the PS6 is 2027, and they take pre-orders on it, even though it won't play anything that they'll be able to sell you in the store.
Sure.
If I'm them, I would just if let's say the PS6 is $1,000, I would tell people the minimum deposit for that is $250.
That's what I would think.
It should be proportional to the final price of the item. It really should be, to prove that you're serious about buying, especially $1,000 system. It should be $250, and you have to lock in now. And if in a month you to change your mind, it's store credit. Too bad, because we're gonna be but that's on you.
No,
if that's told to you at the time you reserve something, that is on you. Like, I reserve stuff on Amazon and I'm like GameStop online and stuff all the time. Right when I think about it, because it's like, I'll just cancel later. If I forget, that's on me. That's not on them.
Yeah.
Like, so I just think it's funny because you're right. It should have happened a decade ago. It's just something that should have happened when we were still working there, if you think about it.
Yes, it should have. Yes.
There's also a lot of stuff that should have happened a long time ago. But
for sure.
It's just another funny thing that just comes out of nowhere. It's really there for to affect Pokemon card reserves more than anything else.
We can go over real quick game recommendations before we kick over to movie stuff. For me, I'm just going to say Kingdoms of Amalur. I do think it's a really solid game that I think people should check out if they never have. We'll say it's a remaster. It's not a remake. The remaster that they made is a great way to play that game. It's on everything. I think it's even on Switch. I think they did put it on the Switch. Yeah. I recommend it. It's pretty solid. It's a solid action RPG. So, what about you, Dan?
So since I was looking into Marvel Heroes again, and I was going through some stuff, I got my PSP out and I actually started playing this again too. We didn't talk about it yet.
Ooh.
Is that a good version of that though on the PSP?
Very good version of this. I would argue this is the best version of this game.
Okay.
Which is basically, this was Marvel Ultimate Alliance before Ultimate Alliance existed.
Yeah.
But like
it's the same developers.
This game's incredible on PSP. It looks good, it runs well. I think it also has exclusive for PSP, it has 9 extra missions and 4 extra heroes. One of which I'm pretty sure is Iron Man. And you have to
That's crazy.
collect his suit of armor throughout the game to be able to play as him, if I remember right. I only played the first level, but I'm probably going to play through the whole thing again because this game is very good. And this also, PSP, I don't know how many people even remember playing it, but this had 4-player co-op, local.
Jeez.
That was a major strength of that system, was playing some multiplayer, with somebody in the same room, was so easy to do. And I don't know about you, I love PSP cases. They're cool.
They're good.
They're great. They're great size. They're like early Switch cases, except thicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I really like this game a lot. This is a game that instead of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 4 or whatever, give me X-Men Legends 3.
There you go.
Put it out when that movie comes out, dude.
Exactly. I could, when they put out that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch, for whatever reason, I just couldn't get into that one.
I like it a lot, but why is it only on Switch? What the fuck, dude? I get that Nintendo must
had to have been some deal that they covered.
Yeah, but fuck, man, put it on PlayStation. I like that game because that game has a lot of characters, a lot, and they added a ton more. So you can play as literally anybody in that game. But this game's great.
But you, man,
nice. Power World. That's all I gotta say. Power World. Give it a shot. Power World.
Well, we can kick over to movies. I haven't watched too much. The only movie I watched in the last 2 weeks was Jackass, the new one, which I titled here Jackass Worse Than Last. Because it's by no means a bad movie. If you like Jackass, you know what you're getting into. But it is more of it's literally Jackass 4.5. It doesn't feel like a brand new Jackass. It is largely a clip movie where they show a lot of clips of the other ones. There are new skits in it. My complaint about the new skits is the new stuff that they do, some of it is funny for sure. A lot of it revolves around shit. There's too much shit. It's a dumb thing to say there's too much shit in a Jackass movie, but in this one there is too much shit. I was telling you before, one of the skits they do is they take the laxative for like colonoscopy prep and then decide to play Twister, which you immediately know, like, that's not going to end
when you told
very
me that,
well.
I was like, I'm probably happy.
It doesn't end very well. Yeah, like it's not very long. Like I'll say, like it no pun intended, goes to shit very fast. But like there are other skits that I thought were very funny. It does have the probably gnarliest hit that Johnny Knoxville has ever taken from a bull in this movie. Clearly, like, he knew he was going out, and not gonna ever do this again. It's pretty crazy, the one that he hits in that.
It was a bad one.
Like, even Steve-O is like, I'm surprised you lived after that. Like, because it's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. There is one skit in the movie, like new skit, that involves Bam, which they do some stuff with a snake again. I'm pretty sure they did a similar skit in the third one, I want to say, where they like pretended that there was going to be this venomous snake on the floor, and then they turned off the lights, and then they had one of them going around and like tapping him on the shoulder and doing a bunch of dumb shit. I feel like they did that in an earlier. I want to say it could have been 2, maybe it was 3, but they do a similar one like that in this one, and it has some of those newer people, and then Bam is in it as well. There's a lot of obviously footage of Bam from the other movies in this. It like overall, like by the end of it, like it's fine. It's really short. It's only like an hour and 15 minutes long. And like I said, like this really was more like Jackass 4.5. They just decided, hey, we can put this out in the theater and make our money back, which they did.
Yeah.
So
I will say I did like the fact that they aired Knoxville's very first stunt.
Yeah, that's probably the coolest really part of the movie is so when it opens for the first time, they aired the original stunt that he did that started all of this, where he goes out into the desert and puts on like a Kevlar vest and literally shoots himself in the chest with a gun. And that is literally the catalyst for what started Jackass. But like they were never allowed to show that. Like super not back, 25 years ago.
No.
But that is how the movie starts, which I thought that was a cool way to start it. But I knew going into this movie, I'm like, this is going to be a clip movie because that's the only way that they're going to be able to do it. So, like, for me, I give it a generous 7 out of 10 because I like Jackass, but it is the worst of the Jackass movies just for the fact that there's not a lot of new stuff going on here. It's a lot of clips and stuff. So, but again, if you're a fan of Jackass, if you grew up watching those movies or Viva La Bam or Wild Boys or any of that stuff, like, you know what you're gonna get out of this.
Oh yeah, for sure. I gave it a 6. I think it was a solid watch.
It's
just
worth
to kind of end the series out of it.
Yeah, exactly. The only other thing that I've watched, and we can talk about it because you've watched it too, Dan, is Lanterns. I watched the first episode. I'll preface by saying, like, it is only the first episode of, I think, 8. They're doing 8 episodes of this.
Yes.
I told you I was at like a 6 out of 10 on it, but
I love it. I love this.
I like both of them
because I like the setup. Because I think the show overall, like, quality is very good. The two of them talking to each other, I could watch just nothing but that for a long time because like,
their banter is very good.
Asshole Hal Jordan is very good, and it makes me remember like how good of an actor that guy really is.
Yeah,
like he's a phenomenal actor. And just the two of them talking together is great. And then like setting
playing Jon Stewart's really good too.
He's great too. I think the setup of the mystery is drawn out enough over the course of this one episode, and ends like not only I like that it went through multiple time periods because that's kind of fun to see. And I like how
I assume the whole show is going to do that.
It's going to have to because for obvious reasons, it's going to have to be mainly focused in 2016. Because there's some anachronism things already that they haven't explained, which I saw people pointing out. It's like, I can't believe they forgot this. It's like, it's been one episode.
And that's my issue. Like, we can. So I guess the big spoil. We'll spoil because there's no way to talk about it without talking about.
You don't have to spoil the end of it.
Okay.
You don't have to spoil that part because.
Well, the one issue that I had with it while watching. Well, I have 2 issues. One is like. the DCU as a whole has like a tonal problem, like through everything.
I'll give you that.
Where it's like, okay, and I use the example of you is like, let's say you took your son to see Superman, and he loves Superman. He's a great time with it, and he sees Green Lantern in it.
Right.
Now he learns, hey, there's a Green Lantern show. Your kid's probably not watching this Green Lantern show. No. Exactly. Yeah. And that's the same thing I'd say with like Peacemaker. Like Peacemaker exists in this universe. That's a heavily R-rated show. Clayface is coming out in a couple months. And while I do think that's an Elseworlds thing, that's not going to be a kid-friendly movie.
No.
That's my issue where it's like the Marvel stuff through and through, a kid can watch all of it. It doesn't matter. Really, like, there are some things that are a little dark, like Daredevil, Multiverse of Madness.
You probably have them stay away from Daredevil.
Probably not Daredevil and Punisher, but I also consider, for a long time, I considered those Elseworlds thing, and now they are mixed in with what's going on with Marvel, but that's kind of it, though. Like, everything else is, to various degrees, all part of the same universe, but it's all the same in terms of like its tone and everything.
Right. And even
this is
Superman
just whiplash. Well, what's going to happen? So, and here's the other issue. It's like, what's going to happen next summer when we get this Man of Tomorrow movie and Jon Stewart shows up? Because he is confirmed in that movie.
I know. Well, it depends on how we go about this, because, you know, the whole part of it is, I saw people complaining about, you know, how it makes a point of saying there's only one lantern. And, you know, and the rules of how this has worked in comics have changed over the years, right? It used to be there was like one per sector of the universe, and then it was like one per like planet and all this other kind of stuff. So then, you know, I already saw people complain online. It's like, well, if there's only one lantern, then how is Guy Gardner around? It's like, gee, maybe let the show develop past one.
And that's why I don't really have as big of an issue with some of that stuff, because we've had one episode. You know, like there's 8 more episodes. So like,
without giving it away, I think the end twist of it, like the 2026 scene, I think is like, people were complaining about that too. I think that's very good, because it definitely.
I don't have a problem with that twist, because again, it's only the first episode,
right? And it's going to set up the motivation for the entire fucking show.
Yeah,
and like going back and forth between these 2 times. I'm very excited.
I can understand why someone is put down by that, but at the same time, like it's one episode.
There's a reason to be upset about it, but there's If you,
well, I think even these people have come out and said, like, how about you return to that after you've seen all 8 episodes? Yeah, and it's like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that doesn't bother me with it, but like, I don't know, like some of the comparisons we've thrown around of like it's compared to True Detective, I don't think it's on that same level.
It's a tiny bit, but it's not meant to.
It's not meant to be the same.
I don't think by the end of it, it's going to become a real like a detective show. I think it's going to be.
I don't think so either.
Well, because like some of the trailers have kind of spoiled, like it's Manhunters, so it's which is fine because like we need they're going to tell you who the villain is, and like yes, Martian Manhunter is good, but we know that there are other Manhunters that are not. So
yeah,
that's probably a good like Green Lantern level threat for him to deal with if we're starting the universe over.
My only other issue with the show, like some of the CG stuff is bad.
Some of it's bad, some of it's good.
That first scene where they're sitting at the taco bar and then all of a sudden he's like, I'm going to fly away. It looks so like, I laughed out loud because I'm just like, what is happening? He just kind of floats up in the air and I'm like, oh, okay. See you later, homie.
They try to make people fly look good.
Yeah, they can.
But the Green Lantern stuff is good so far. Like
when they show it.
You know, well, I mean, they've had some experience with doing Green Lantern stuff, but
I in no way hate the show or anything like that. I hope that it continues to improve as it goes on.
I just like,
but it's only one episode.
I feel like the 2 of them are going to carry it like very heavily through it, and 100%. As long as that remains good, I think whatever show is built around it is going to keep me interested.
And I've seen like in the trailer or whatever, and I keep seeing reels of it, like. So I know when we get to whatever scene that he does have with Sinestro, that's going to be a really good part of the show. So, because he is in it, they've shown that in the trailer, so it's going to be interesting. Cool. Yeah, he looks good.
Whole, like whatever conversation they have is going to be very good too.
Yeah, overall, I think it's a promising start. My issue is that tonal whiplash where it's just like, even coming off as something like Supergirl. I know Supergirl didn't set the world on fire, but it's like, that's a kid-friendly movie for the most part.
Yeah, but I feel like you got to separate that, because if that's your main problem, and you want everything to be the tone of Superman, then just
I don't want everything to be the tone is like happy-go-lucky, but
if you keep everything the same level, then at some point it's just the same fucking thing for 13 movies, and honestly, that is a big part of why Marvel kind of fucking blows now, is because there isn't really a different. At least in the beginning, it was like Iron Man and Hulk, and it was building to something, and then we hit the peak. And then it's like, well, if everything has to be at the peak, then nothing's at the peak anymore, and we're going to run through a whole bunch of shit. So if DC doesn't
through a lot of shit.
We're running through a lot of shit, and we got, two more to go at minimum to close this, and then we've got whatever comes after. But if Lanterns was also like PG-13 and they didn't swear because whatever, like, I don't know, it would just feel like I'm just watching a movie that got broken up into 8 parts. So maybe there is some stuff that should be more like adult focused to try to get these people in. But how many kids are sitting down to watch Lanterns on fucking Sunday night on HBO? Not a ton.
Well, so like how many in the same regard, like how many of those kids sat down and watched The Penguin?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's got to be a break. Even like the Batman movie, like I haven't seen it, but how kid friendly is Batman?
That new recent Batman movie, it's pretty dark. Like you should sit down and watch it.
I will.
It's pretty dark. I also if I think about all of the Batman movies and out of them, like what a kid would enjoy, I think this most recent Batman movie would be something a kid probably wouldn't enjoy that much because it's not action. I think that's one of the reasons why I appreciated it so much is it is a detective story. Mm-hmm. There is a lot of detective work going on in that movie, and that is a lot different than even the Nolan trilogy. There's a lot of more action. There is, and that's why I said too. And whenever you watch that movie, you'll understand what I'm saying. But there is a logical point in that movie, 2-ish hours in, because it's a 3-hour movie. Mm-hmm. 2 hours in, there is a point where they could have logically ended that movie, and I think anybody watching it would be satisfied at the conclusion, and it would have been just a detective story that doesn't really have too much going on as far as action. There's one really big scene with the Batmobile. The thing is, that third act involves a really big action sequence involving blowing a building up in a very big way, where it's like, okay, because I really feel like that director churned that movie in and was like, this is my vision, this is my script. And Warner Brothers came back and said, there's not enough action in this thing, man. And that's why that third act of that movie exists. It's not bad, but there is part of me that would have appreciated that movie even more if it would have ended where it should have probably ended to continue. But the event that does happen at the end of that movie is the catalyst for the Penguin show and whatever they're doing in this next movie. So it does set things up, but you should watch it. But yeah, I think a kid under 10 would be very bored watching that movie because it is not an action heavy movie. There are sequences of action, but it's not like the 90s Batman movies. It's not like even the Nolan stuff. There's always something going on in that movie to keep it going. It's very different. So, yeah, I don't think kids. That's also the reason why I don't think that was the only Batman movie that didn't hit $1 billion. Is because it really isn't a kids movie.
Stuff at least gave you oh, it's the Joker. Oh, it's and by the time the third one was out, everything had been established so much that it's everybody's going to see the third one because they've seen the first two and all that kind of stuff.
Well, even those movies, there were big set pieces throughout the entire. Mm-hmm. All three of those movies. You can think of specific things. I mean, obviously, everybody will remember in The Dark Knight, there's the bank sequence. That's a huge action set piece.
Yeah.
The truck getting flipped over, that's a huge action set piece. There's not really a lot of that in The Batman. There's the big chase with the car, which is phenomenal. But other than that, the only other really big set piece in that movie is the very end. So the rest of it is he and Gordon hanging out, solving a crime. And when I say it is like a buddy cop movie, which is why I think you'll really like it because it's them trying to figure out who the fuck the Riddler is.
Well, and that's the thing is I think that's why I like Lanterns because I like the buddy cop aspect of it more. I love the scene in the bar where he plays that fucking song in the jukebox 7 times. And he does it on purpose to piss those guys off. And then when John finally realizes, he's like, "You're doing this to get thrown in jail, right?" He goes, "Yeah." He just fucking stands up and walks away. Like, I think Hard Hal Jordan is going to be so fucking fun to watch. It's great.
Yeah.
You can tell he's at a point where he's just like so fucking disillusioned. And they do a great job of setting up that he wasn't always like that, with like the TV clip in the beginning, the hologram thing, like kind of in the middle, where it's like, oh, he used to be someone who gave a shit. And now he's just like, he's tired and he's seen so much fucking garbage.
I enjoyed the comment he made to the guy that asked him like why he's not really wearing a suit. And the way he explained to the guy of just like, you don't wear a suit and tie everywhere you go or whatever. It made me laugh. So I'm like, hey, he's just,
it's really good.
It's well written in that regard.
I like the take on, because now we have 3 very different lanterns. So I like the take on each one of them.
They're all different enough.
Like Guy is like just a prick. And
I want to know, I want to know what this show does with him.
It's gonna be fun.
Like when he shows up, he'll be fun. Yeah.
But yeah, Lanterns. I'm excited to watch more.
I am too. Yeah, the only other thing I've been watching is I've just been hard hitting the X-Files. I just started season 4 today.
Yeah, you made it to the goop, right?
I've already seen the gooping happen. You know what the next episode is that I'm up to? I'll probably watch it when we're done here tonight. I'm up to the infamous Home episode.
Oh, fuck.
It's the next one, which is one of the best ones.
Most fucked up episode of that show.
It is the most fucked up episode of that show. Didn't they not air it
for a while?
For a long time after,
because they immediately took it out of rotation because how fucked.
Yeah, immediately. So, so many like. I'm always drawn to the episodes of that show that are the weirder ones.
Yes, some of my favorite episodes are just like the absolute bizarre, like really fucked up episodes of that show. Not like fucked up, but just like weird.
Yeah, like I like the one there's the one that's an earlier season one where there's like the subliminal messages.
That's
where like the guys walking in the the TVs are telling them what to do and shit like that. Like stuff like that's really good, or like where you really don't know like what direction it's gonna go, or like how are they getting out of this situation.
Love the Bryan Cranston one where he just has to keep driving west like the whole time.
Oh, west because of the thing that's going on with his ear. That's a great one. There's obviously the ones that have more of like a comedic, like the Trash Monster one is a classic.
The Trash Monster was a great episode. The Time Loop one is great. Because the fun thing about the Time Loop one is he's not in the loop. The girl is in the loop and he slowly figures it out. Like that's a great. I like when obviously it's like a huge trope. I like when things twist that because like seeing it from the other perspective is more interesting.
Yeah.
Even like any Lone Gunman episode is great because those guys are fucking.
They're always good. One of my favorite. Two of my favorite one of the favorite ones, and I've already seen it because it was an early one. The episode with the town of the Satanists, and the main guy is played by Bulldog from Frasier, and he's like completely different actor, like completely different character. Like that one has a pretty good twist going on in it. And then there's one I know it's coming up in this new season. The one where there's like a plastic surgeon that's using like witchcraft. That one always sticks out to me. It's really fucking dark and kind of violent.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's got, you won't know this because I don't think you've watched Twin Peaks. There are so many actors now that I'm rewatching. Like, this is the first time I've rewatched in, I think, 10 years. Because the last time I rewatched it, I sat with my wife now.
Before that.
We sat and watched all, like years ago. And then it was leading up to those new seasons.
Yeah, I remember.
And then we watched the new seasons. Mm-hmm. But now going back through it, there's so many people that were on Twin Peaks that have roles on this show in random episodes and stuff. That surgeon, what I'm talking about, was one of the characters, the guy that played Ben Horn on Twin Peaks. He plays the plastic surgeon guy. But I just remember that episode's like weird. Like that show was never. That show will get into is not afraid to get into dark territory or like show quite a bit of gore in a way that like you wouldn't have expected. Yeah. In the 90s and stuff. Another favorite of mine is the one that has Jack Black and Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah, that's a good
that one's really good. The lightning one.
I like that one. I like the one with the high school kids who get powers in the cave.
That one's good too.
They can run real fast and all that kind of stuff. That's a great. Killing them. That's a great one.
There's a lot of really good, like, especially like this is what I think I was telling Matt that one time that you, like, week or two ago, whenever you weren't here, was like the first like 5 to 6 seasons of that show. I think it's through when they get through the first movie, when that show was filmed in Canada, because all those episodes have like a tone and feel to them
dark
that is lost when they switch it to LA, where they're filming in LA, and that's why those newer seasons, like the 2 new seasons, the overall like story part of it is not good, but the Monster of the Week episodes are some of the best.
And that's the thing about that show is it's strongest at Monster of the Week. Like, it was never really great at long form storytelling because it never really felt like it knew what it wanted to do. Like,
the problem is
they do the stuff with like, oh, my sister, and then eventually it's like, maybe his dad just took his sister away. Like, it's like, what even?
It kind of spirals, and like, I think all the alien colonization stuff is strong until you get through that first movie.
The movie,
and after that is where it kind of falls apart.
The movie should have ended that story.
It should have ended that story. It doesn't.
But it doesn't. It can somehow keeps going, and then that's what the finale is. But the finale doesn't end it.
No, it doesn't.
It just kind of.
I told you.
Remember, isn't the finale just like the cigarette smoking man is in like a hut somewhere, and it's like the invasion is coming, and then it was over, and you're like, what the?
I want to say it's something like that. Yeah, like the original end. Well, because I mean, I think they did know that the show was ending.
They must have.
Like it. They think they knew that it was going to end, but there was always a plan to make another movie. And then when they did make that second movie, it didn't really connect to the other stuff. Yeah, I told you I'll take the bullet when I get to that point. I'll watch this new cut of that movie, but I'm sure it's trash.
A longer Monster of the Week episode that isn't good.
That like not a good one, unfortunately. Yeah,
pedophile,
which is unfortunate.
Religious Frankenstein. That's as much as I remember about that. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yikes!
I didn't. Yeah. That's all that I've watched. What about you?
Right,
what about you, Dan?
We'll start with the smaller thing, and we'll end on the bigger thing. So I've watched, obviously, Lanterns. I've watched all the first 4 episodes of Reacher so far. I mean, what else?
Reacher being Reacher.
Reacher's just being Reacher, man. It's great. Every
Have we already had the stereotypical episode where he's banging a woman in a hotel room? Because I saw a meme about that.
Okay, that's like episode 2.
Okay.
It's already had like so many good, like, you know, obviously the first episode starts with what the mystery is to set up, and then, you know, him just not wanting to let this go. Basically, he runs into this woman on the train who clearly is like distressed. And he goes over in Philly at like 3:00 in the morning, and he goes over to try to help her, and she kills herself on the train. And then it sets off this whole thing of like, they bring him in for questions, and obviously because of who he is, like, other people get brought in, and then it spirals into this whole like CIA Washington DC conspiracy thing, which is what Reacher stories tend to do, which is fine. And the overall story is going to pay off because it always tends to. But God, he's already had so many opportunities where these guys are like, we're going to fuck you up, Reacher. And every time they say that to this man, I just laugh because I'm like, this is going to end so bad for these people. And so like he gets the CIA like capture him at one point because they want to interrogate him. Yeah. And they like knock him out with a tranq dart, and they put him in this cell, and they bring him in this other room and handcuff him and stuff. And there's 3 of them in there, and he's like, you're gonna tell us what we want to know. And he goes, what I'm gonna tell you is that the 3 of you are gonna be asleep, and I'm gonna walk out of this room, even though he's handcuffed with his chair. And immediately when he says that, like, you're like, you know he's gonna do it. And then of course he does, and it's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
But some of my favorite things that's happened so far is like, he's been interviewed by like 2 different groups of like 3 people, and he asks them their name, and they won't tell him their names. So he just goes, all right, I'm going to call you Snap, you Crackle, and you Pop. And then continue when he sees them later, he goes, hey, what's going on, Crackle? And he just like, it's so funny because like, it's just like these stupid jokes that go through. Yeah, it's great. It's, you know, it's violent as all hell. Like the fight scenes have been good so far. Episode 4 did like the first, I would call it like major twist reveal kind of a thing, even though thinking back on it now, if you're paying attention, you could have caught it already. But there's also still obviously one more person who's bad, but they haven't said it yet.
Sure.
I know who it is. But yeah, Reacher's great. I fucking love that show. I could watch that show all the time. I should just go back and watch the first 3 seasons again. Then I also decided to go ahead and start taking the bullet on Stewart Fails to Save the Universe.
Is this still airing?
Yeah, I think there's like 4 left, maybe 5 left.
Okay.
The show sucks.
It's bad.
Really fucking bad. The problem with the show is it's too fast. Because it's 21, it's like 21 minutes per episode. So everything just goes. And like, it's basically them jumping through universes to these different universes. And each episode is kind of like hanging out in one of these universes trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then, cue the guest star from the original show, pick who you want, and they're in an episode. And it's I don't know who it's for. It's full of F-bombs and like, it's not the same tone as the original show.
That's weird,
continuation. Yeah. And then like, obviously like it's all tertiary characters that are leading the show, which is fine, but I don't know. Like, I'll watch it to get through it, but I can't tell why this was made. It's not really funny. There's a lot of CG in it. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. They just retell the same jokes like every universe they go into, and somehow that's supposed to be funny.
See, I really was hoping that I haven't watched it yet, but I mean, I've watched enough The Big Bang Theory to like it.
Yeah.
I always thought when they did this, I was really hoping they would kind of keep the same feel of that.
It doesn't feel like it at all.
Yeah, from what little clips I've seen of it, it doesn't feel that way either, and it kind of
Leonard and Sheldon and Howard not being there is a huge like. There's just a gap in the show of some of the most important people in the entire show are not here, especially when they talk about them all the time. Every time, it's like they're always saying, "Where are they now? Where's Platoon in this universe? Oh, he's not here. He's not here. Oh, you can't see him. He's not here." So, like, maybe stop referencing characters you're not going to use.
Yeah,
I think that brings the show down because then it's like if people are watching it because they like the original show and the original characters, to be constantly teased that they're not here is just what's the point of that? And
so there's 10 episodes in this first season, just so you know.
I think there's 4 left. I would imagine one of them's got to show up by the end. But
you would imagine, yeah.
At least one of them. Probably not Sheldon, but
he's probably not Sheldon because I think he's said multiple times he doesn't want to come back for any of this stuff. Yeah.
So I would assume at least one of them shows up, but I don't know. I'll ride it out to the end, but like, God, I just don't care. It just kind of runs in the background. And then on the other thing I watched, the big Hollywood film release recently, which is The End of Oak Street. It's like a 5 out of 10. I don't know. Like, I don't even know how I feel about the movie. Because, I imagine they thought it was some kind of huge summer blockbuster or whatever.
I'm sure.
It doesn't feel like it. It's not Jurassic Park. It's not... I don't know. Like, there's so many things about the movie that, like, you want to talk about, like, tone of, like, DC projects? I don't know who this movie's for. It's way too violent for kids.
Isn't it PG-13?
Yeah,
or is it R?
Honestly, dude, it pushes it, too.
Okay.
There's a lot of, like, people die in this movie constantly. There's blood everywhere. Like,
okay.
But the biggest problem I have with the movie is it goes out of its way to not give a logical explanation for what happened. And really what happened is like a 2-mile radius of their neighborhood went back in time to when dinosaurs existed. And that's all you get to know. And the only reason you even know that like something caused it is there's a throwaway line on a TV within like the first 5 minutes about a solar flare. And that's what's causing this. But as the movie goes on, you start to feel like maybe there's something more behind it. And there is like a through line with one specific character who seems to have odd knowledge about things that are millions of years old. And then like the end of the movie kind of like involves them as well. Now that has nothing to that person has nothing to do with this. It's all happenstance. Everything about this movie is just like luck of the draw kind of a thing. It just happens to happen to these people.
Well, I think the thing that you told me, because it's not apparent from any of the trailers, is that isn't the movie set in the 80s?
It's set in 1981.
Yeah, and like that is not communicated in those trailers
at all.
I think if I went back and watched a trailer now, I could probably see it because it's mostly through visuals that you see it because like the house has like all that like wood paneling on the walls and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely has a feel of it when the movie, like when you're in the movie. And I actually think it's probably a cooler choice for the movie.
100%.
Like, I like that aesthetic and all that.
That would
stuff.
make me more that makes me more interested to watch because I will watch.
I really, really liked, but what I just don't like the logic of the movie, the loopholes in the movie. I don't like character decisions in this movie are insane, and I understand that you're in a time where all of a sudden there's dinosaurs and stuff. But these people still make the dumbest fucking decisions, and other characters make worse decisions. And you're to the point where you're like, what is the motivation behind this? Also, here's the other problems I have with the movie. So they're part of their world. Just gets picked up and thrown back in time, right? But is it in the same place? Is it in the same place where all of a sudden thousands of dinosaurs are just roaming this 2-mile radius of land? I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. I don't think multiple versions of multiple dinosaurs who preyed on each other all lived within 2 miles of each other. It's crazy to think about that. Like, they just happen to get put into a place where there are a shitload of dinosaurs. I don't think we've ever talked about there being that many fucking dinosaurs densely populated. Not to mention these dinosaurs and the giant fucking snake. And by giant snake, I'm talking probably more than a football field, and just as huge. Which is a central character at one part in the thing. They all seem hyper intelligent to the point where they can make incredibly smart decisions about how to attack prey that are in cars, which they should have no fucking logic of what a car is, or what a house is, or what fire or bullets or any of this other stuff is. But they make incredibly intelligent decisions every single time to attack animals and all this stuff. They choose to go after metal cars when there are other smaller dinosaurs nearby they could eat. Like, you have to just suspend a lot of your beliefs about logic to let this movie exist. And then at the end of the movie, it says, even if you're willing to suspend your belief about all this stuff, fuck you, we're going to go even harder about how this movie ends and how it wraps itself up. And you have to literally shut your brain off to understand the ending.
Is it a better movie than the last Jurassic Park movie?
Yes, but that's not a high bar.
That's not a high bar.
Jurassic
that
Park,
movie was
the only
terrible.
good one was Jurassic World, and even that had flaws, but it was good. The ones after,
that was an enjoyable movie though. Like, I remember it coming out and going, that was good.
Just see that, like, they opened the park and then the park went to shit. The fun thing.
The second one is abysmal. The third one, Dominion, which I didn't even watch when it came out.
Human cloning. I watched Jurassic Park ends up.
Yeah, it's bad. This most recent one was the worst.
The biggest thing about Ed of Oak Street is there is one part of the movie that will fuck your mind when it happens because you do not see it coming. And when it happens, you're like, holy shit, kind of a thing. And how are they going to resolve this? And then they do. But it's in a very fucking stupid way. And when you see it,
I'm gonna watch it.
I'll complain more about. I'll wait to have a spoiler bitch fest about this movie until after you've seen it, because there's one.
I feel like it's gonna be up really fast.
It will be. There's one very specific thing I have a problem with, and I think most people should if they have a brain in their head.
Because my wife has expressed interest in it, so
it's not a bad movie. Anne Hathaway is great in this movie. The kids are great in this movie. What's his name?
Ewan McGregor. I love him.
He's not that good in this movie.
He's not that good.
He, because of course, like, you need conflict in a movie, right? So obviously they're fighting, and she's thinking about, like, leaving him and all this other kind of stuff. So that's a huge main part of this movie. We get to go through that, and that drives the story forward. I just don't believe it from him. I believe it from her. I just don't him. There's just something about the way he plays him. I feel like somebody else could have done a better job, or somebody.
Fair enough.
There's no chemistry between the two of them, like, at all. And maybe that's by design because of she's thinking about leaving him. But I still think there should be something where I believed they loved each other at one point. You know what I mean?
I get that.
Overall, like, 5 might be too harsh. It's just one of those things where, like, I don't ever have an excuse to ever watch it again. I can't show it to my kids. And you'll see why when you see it. Like, you cannot show this to your kid. Also, of course, it followed. Like, this isn't a spoiler because it's a movie trope. Of course, Who are the only people that survived this dinosaur invasion? These people.
Yeah.
No one else in this whole fucking town can figure it out except for them.
Of course.
Come on, dude.
But like at the same time, like there's some pretty fucking crazy things that happened in that original Jurassic Park movie.
For sure.
Like violence-wise.
This is worse. Because at least in the first Jurassic Park, like...
That second movie, I remember the end of it was like horrifically violent at the time when I saw it. Like there are literal body parts in that ship that crashes.
And to be fair, I saw Jurassic Park when I was 9, but like you see the guy's arm and you see Samuel L. Jackson's head, I think, at one point, and then like you see the guy get eaten on the toilet. It's worse. Like you watch stuff happen, and there's one in particular when you see it. You're gonna text me the minute you see it because you're gonna be like, "Oh shit."
Okay, fair enough. No, I want to see it.
So you should see it. I'm not saying don't watch the movie. I'm just saying you really have to just let everything go if you're gonna enjoy it, because.
So don't go in with your brain on.
No, it makes no fucking sense. And in that way, like that's how I knew they intended it to be a blockbuster. The problem is I don't think they advertised it the right way. Like other than our street has moved. Yeah, and everybody's getting fucking killed by dinosaurs. Like that, maybe lead with that. And then obviously it went up against Spider-Man, so it had no fucking chance. Spider-Man killed it. Spider-Man did like double the amount this did in its first week. The same week. Like it just didn't have a chance to compete. Although I will say I'm happy to see that like there were a lot of people in that theater when I went. So like people are.
I'm not surprised by that though.
People are seeing movies. Like there was a lot of people at the theater when I went to go see that.
This year, like every movie that I've gone to see, and I haven't seen that many in the theater, but the ones that I have gone to see, there have been people were there. Been sold out. Yeah, Supergirl. There were people in the theater. That was probably the one that had the least attendance, but there were people. Doomsday, I think, will be crazy. I'll be interested when I go see Resident Evil. How many people roll in for that?
A lot of people will be there for that.
Yeah.
At some point, I will have to try and figure out how to get to Dune Part 3 because I want to see that.
It's fun to have movies back and like people.
Clayface will be cool.
Movies. Clayface is going to be packed. Yeah, but that's it for me.
That Insidious, I want to see that too, I feel like that'll be up. That actually, I was surprised. They're projecting that movie to do really well this weekend. I was like, okay.
I'm really stoked for that one. I really hope it has good reviews coming out of it.
What about you, Matt?
So I didn't watch much this week, which is actually quite shocking. I watched Jackass. Same, nothing crazy. I watched this movie, Roommates. Have you guys heard of that? It's a Netflix one. It's got Sadie Sandler in it. So Adam Sandler's oldest daughter.
Yeah.
There's another one I think that just came out with that daughter in it too, like this weekend, like the tearjerker one. I'm trying to think of what it's called. Like I keep wanting to say like don't give up on yourself or something like that. I'm going to look it up. Yeah, it's that same Sandler. Don't Say Good Luck is what it's called, and I think it is. Sorry, it's not Sadie Sandler; it's Sonny Sandler. So it's another one of his daughters.
It's the other one.
It's the other daughter, but that's the one that came out this weekend. But apparently, that's supposed to be like a tearjerker one. It's not something I'm interested in, but that's the one that hit Netflix this weekend. So, but you're watching the other one that came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So number one, I didn't know that was Adam Sandler's daughter. Going into
Sadie
this movie?
Sandler? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't even pay attention to her name or anything like that. So the story is she graduates high school. She's kind of a loser. Doesn't really have any friends. She tries very awkwardly to fit in, but she just fails, unfortunately. Goes to like camp for college, essentially, and meets a girl there who's kind of loud and kind of abrasive, very separate from what she is. And she's like, well, why don't we room together when we go to college? And she's like, okay, cool, we can do that. And so they decide to be roommates. And then it just kind of starts unraveling there. You kind of see her roommates start to become a little psychopathic in a way.
So it's like the Odd Couple?
Kinda, yeah. Okay. I would say something along the lines of that. Okay. She does really well playing an awkward character, and maybe she gets that very well from her dad in the very beginning of her career. It wasn't a bad movie at all. I think her and the girl that that's like the main actress in this movie, her name is Chloe East.
Okay.
I think they worked really well with each other.
Off of each other?
Yeah, I think they worked really well off of each other. I'm not going to say it was a great movie. I definitely give it like a 5 out of 10. It was definitely not a bad watch, though. So, like, I will definitely say that. The only thing about this that I wasn't really too keen on was Nick Kroll plays her dad.
Okay.
And ever since I've watched The Big Mouth, I cannot take him seriously in any role he plays.
Okay.
Because the only thing I see in him is that girl Lola from Big Mouth. Like, every time he opens his fucking mouth, that's all I see is Lola from Big Mouth. And I just can't take him seriously anymore. And I think he kind of offset the movie for me. He's not in it. He's like, his character's not in it a whole lot, but when he was on camera, he just kind of like doesn't work for me. And in this movie, he doesn't really play a good father figure of any sort, personally. It wasn't horrible. Like I said, it was 5 out of 10. It definitely, you can kind of see where Sadie Sandler is kind of plays comedy well, I guess. I guess we'll just really have to see how she grows if she does more movies and whatnot like that. But if you like Adam Sandler, I really don't think you'll not like Sadie Sandler in this movie.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And then Ted Lasso. I'm 4 episodes. We're 4 episodes into the new season, I think. 4 or 3, I can't remember. No, 3 episodes into the new season. I was kind of concerned when they decided to do this 4th season, because I really thought that Ted Lasso ended really well on the 3rd season. Like, they really did.
Yeah. It kind of seems like a situation, like, if you remember, like, I haven't watched Ted Lasso, but I've heard enough about like how it ends. But it reminds me of, like, remember the season before the final season of Parks and Recreation?
Yeah.
They have that, like, kind of blowout celebration. It really feels like, hey, we probably could have ended this here and everybody would have been okay with it, but then they did another season.
Yeah, I feel like that is essentially this. There's nothing wrong with this 4th season. I really feel like it's more Ted Lasso. Like, if you really enjoyed the first 3 seasons of Ted Lasso, I really don't see where you won't enjoy this 4th season of Ted Lasso. Like I said, it definitely is not needed, but it's definitely not wrong. Like, I definitely could, if I stopped watching Ted Lasso at season 3, I'd be fine. But watching season 4 of Ted Lasso, I'm still fine. Like, I still think it's a great show. I still think the character that Jason Sudeikis plays, Ted, is fantastic. It's very well done. And I will say, this 3rd episode, they make reference to Susan Boyle. And the fact that Ted doesn't understand that reference is actually quite funny. So, yeah. Take it for what you will, but I think it was a pretty solid show. And that's all I've seen this week. So we can move on.
Oh, we can move over to the few emails we have. Only a few. First one we have comes to us from Alex from Grand Island, Nebraska. Howdy, 572 crew. With the ongoing backlash over the physical game production end still going on, has it affected how you all are purchasing games? Not really.
I'm gonna do physical, and for the most part, until I can't anymore. Like,
yeah.
I'll say, and I guess I didn't put it in the news, but the control thing, like, I was gonna get the control steelbook or whatever, but I'm gonna end up just getting the game digitally because I want to play it when it comes out. I think that part is a real bummer. But it's just, that whole situation is a bummer. It is what it is. But I've also been kind of like 50-50 this generation on some things I buy digitally, some things I buy physically anyways. And I've always felt like we were going that direction anyways this generation.
I don't have a problem buying stuff digitally, but for now, especially now that the end is confirmed, I'm gonna try to buy the stuff I really want physically. Like, and now it sucks because I really kind of have to focus on tracking down stuff that's already out that I didn't buy yet because I was waiting for sales, because it's not like they're going to make more. Like,
that's probably the biggest bummer.
I need Indiana Jones for PS5. It's like I need to buy it now. I just need to buy it and be done.
Yeah,
you need to find a copy of it. Yeah,
I can agree on that aspect too. Like, I'm going to buy Onimusha. The Steelbook comes out. And I think I'm going to just spend the extra $5 to buy that Steelbook because I just want a physical copy of that game. And for me, it's like the only time I really want to buy digital is if the sale is worth it.
Right.
Like I just, there's nothing new that's coming out that's really kind of exciting or kind of making me excited for anything. And like, I'm in the same boat as you, Dan. Like, I really want a copy of Clear Obscure for the PS5. And I think I just need to pull the trigger and buy it whenever I find
Indiana
it.
Jones is like, I'm gonna end up having to pay almost full price for that. Fine, I don't care anymore. Because if I wait, the longer I wait, the longer I risk never owning it physical. Because the problem with this is like these, even PS5 games, which normally don't have like a collectible value, the prices for these are gonna get real bad.
They're gonna get real bad in the next year.
Within the next year before it happens, they're gonna start getting bad.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting Black Friday this year.
Well, what's the incentive to put these games on sale anymore?
Right.
Is there one? Like, you need, if you want to buy it, you got to buy it now, because in a year, we're not going to make them anymore. So that's a problem.
It's going to, I don't know. We'll see what happens when it gets to Black Friday this year. I think next year's Black Friday will be non-existent in terms of physical.
You got to buy it if you want it, kind of a thing.
But I think there's still be some stuff this year. So
sure. Well, I mean, the other aspect of this is like companies that are sitting on copies of this stuff got to get rid of it now. Like,
I think I sent it to you the other day, but I bought that Fatal Frame 2 remake.
Yeah,
off of Woot, because they did one of those like dump a bunch of shit on Woot. And that with like whatever code that was going around, I got it down to about $30. And I was like,
that's fine.
This is a good deal for this because this will dry up really fast.
That's why I check Woot all the time, because like if Indiana Jones goes up on Woot for like 45, done. Yeah. Next email we have comes to us from Dave from Salt Lake City, Utah. Hey crew, love the podcast. Are any of you all going to support the blackout on PSN this week? Be really interesting to see if Sony does anything because of it. The blackout is not going to do shit. It's not going to change anything.
And
we're already printing systems that say on the box, we're going to stop making physical games. They are committed. They're beyond committed. They've been committed to this for a year. They finally just announced it. Like they've wanted to do this for far longer than it even seems.
Well, and like, here's the thing that I'll say, and this will be maybe, I guess, somewhat controversial, but like, if you really want to send a message and you like a blackout of not playing games on PSN for a week or buying digital games will not do anything. They don't care. No. The only thing that you could possibly do at a level where they would turn their heads, and I'm not saying that they would go back on it, but it would make them turn your heads. Don't buy GTA 6. Like straight up, just don't buy it. And I'm not talking don't pre-order it. I'm saying don't fucking buy it. Say, you know what? That is the level it would take. A dramatic shift where people are push against it.
The big reason they even announced this is because Take-Two came to them and said, look, we're not going to make discs for this. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go hard on digital pre-orders, $80, $100. We want you to remember when it first got announced, it was like a splash screen on your PlayStation when you fucking turned it on. Grand Theft Auto.
It was on the app. Remember, they updated the icon on the app for the phones where
Sony,
it was the
this
GTA
was a plan
thing.
between the two of them. And they told Sony, we're not doing this. And Sony said, okay, great. Then that means we're in the clear. Because if the biggest game of all time is not going to do it, then why do we have to do it? And they also looked at Microsoft and said, Microsoft doesn't even fucking do it. The only place Microsoft was releasing physical copies of games last year was on PlayStation, not on Xbox.
Yeah, that's even funnier part, right?
Crazy. So they finally had the go-ahead from the game that's going to sell the most copies of anything in the history forever. They have no reason to go back. If 100,000 people don't play on PlayStation for a week and then on Monday they fucking go back, what did that do? It means nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You didn't hurt them financially at all. Do you still have your Active Plus account? Then they don't care. You still have your active digital Grand Theft Auto pre-order? They don't care. Are you buying Wolverine? They don't care.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The problem is the number would have to be big enough for them to care, and it never will be. The only thing that you could do would be, again, don't buy GTA 6.
Don't buy Wolverine. Don't buy anything. Don't buy physical copies of stuff. That's not going to prove it either.
Wolverine's getting a physical copy.
Yeah, but buying physical copies of stuff isn't going to prove to them that you want physical copies. It proves to them that you want the game. And that if your only choice, like Grand Theft Auto, was to buy digitally, you do it anyway. Yeah. What did they care? And especially when we're talking about a next-gen console, which is going to close in on $1,000, and you're all going to buy it anyway, even though a lot of people won't, but it'll sell out.
A lot of people won't in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think the statistic I saw right now is that if they put out a PS6 that's over $1,000, that it's going to be a drop of 40% of the people that purchase that system right away.
The plan is we only make half of what we estimate we should make, and we sell out of all of them. Then we tell the investors.
That's probably what they'll do.
Then we tell the investors, people can't even buy them. They're all gone.
That's exactly that's what they'll do.
Yes,
they already do that kind of stuff.
They don't give a shit about you. They give a shit about the investor.
I do also think that the numbers, I do think that the pre-order numbers for GTA are high. I do think they are inflated.
Of course, they're not real.
Oh, for sure.
I think they're that Vince McMahon level inflated. There's 100 billion people in this arena. No, there's not.
But the flip side to that is we're still months away. How many people are going to pre-order the week before it comes out? A lot.
Well, I told you, my buy-in point is when I can download and preload.
When you can preload it,
I know that's going to take a year to download anyway.
Pre-order numbers are going to spike the day you can preload it.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too, I was thinking today is okay, so let's say they do a physical copy of this game, right? Let's say they do it, right? How many discs will that be?
Well, I mean, at least 2. You'd have an install. Maybe 2 installs and a play. So maybe 3 discs.
Because the last game that I can think of where everything is on the disc is Cyberpunk. That's 2 discs.
Well, Wolverine, they confirmed everything's on the disc.
I think they did convert. Yeah, I saw that. So which is cool. I just Wolverine's a different problem.
Wolverine, we're going to put everything on the disc, but we're not going to. But Spider-Man 3, we can already tell you there's not going to be a physical copy of Spider-Man 3. Good luck with that.
Not at all.
It's too far away. I was telling you that. I said that's too far away. Final Fantasy 17. I'll never, after Resonance, will I ever own another physical Final Fantasy game? No.
Probably not.
That sucks. But it's not going to change.
Well, you probably get whatever this part 3 is for Final Fantasy 6. That'll be next spring. Do you think they make that a digital?
No. I think if anything, that's the last one they do because they can't help themselves, and they will make that, and they'll make a triple pack.
They'll make a triple pack, but also, I would assume they're making some sort of collector's edition with, whatever statue. What did they do for the second one? The first one was Cloud and the bike.
Yeah, the second one was...
Have they done one with Sephiroth yet?
If they haven't, that's definitely what it is. I don't remember what the second one was. Whatever the second one is...
I don't remember either one.
And the third one will just be... If they want to make money, it'll be Tifa in that new costume of hers. Done.
There you go.
Magic
right. Sold.
But yeah, they can't help themselves for doing that, and they'll make a Kingdom Hearts 4 if it'll be out in time for sure, because they need to make a collector's edition of that. And then they have no choice to make a triple pack. Of course, they'll make a triple pack, $150 triple pack. Guess what? I'll fucking buy it. I don't care.
No, well, I know you have the obligation. So
yeah, like
well, that's why their big issue with GTA is like I've said before, but like I just feel like it's more of an obligation for me. Like I don't, my hype level is like completely sucked out
someone who
on it.
Approves of the leaks, loves the leaks, can't get enough of the leaks. That game looks like Grand Theft Auto 5. Like
it does.
I just don't care. Yep. I really don't care about it at all. But
I'm interested to watch whatever the presentation when it's on YouTube. I'm not going to pay for Netflix to watch it.
Official gameplay from a game that's coming out in 3 months, like from the developer. That would be
might be nice, after the pre-order campaign, and a bunch of people pre-order. It might be nice to have that.
A lot of people being like, "This is on them. Like this is 100% on them for not showing a second of gameplay." Less than 3 months before the fucking game comes.
Charging $100 for the game. Locking parts of the game behind a paywall, a $20 paywall, which is really dumb. At this point, they should have just probably put it out and said, "Hey, you know what? Fuck it, it's $100. That's the price that we're offering it."
Right.
I don't think there should be an $80 version.
It's $100. Go fuck yourself. We talked about that the whole time. That was always the price of the game. No
they could have just done that. So we know you're going to buy it anyways. Right. $100.
It's the Grand Theft Auto tax. It's the highest selling game of all time tax. We know you're buying it. You can't help yourself.
No.
Because there are people that's the only fucking game they play.
It is. It is a system seller. They're the people that, and I feel bad for these people, but the people that didn't buy a PS5 yet will buy a PS5 to play this game.
Man.
Oh,
should have bought a PS5 a couple years ago when it was the right price. Yeah. But hey, makes me feel a lot better about buying that PS5 Pro when I did.
Yeah, honestly, one of the smartest things I've ever seen you do.
Because
I've known you. It's one of the smartest.
It wasn't even like I had bought that disc drive just to have it. And then, like I said, it was just like January, whatever that year, whatever it was, the following January when that came out. And I was sitting here and I'm like, I think I'm just going to go get this thing now.
Well, that's because I helped Eric buy that disc drive because God forbid his PlayStation dies and he has to get a digital one. Those disc drives are going to be gone.
They're going to be gone.
Right. If you have a PS5 and your disc drive, your system dies and you don't have a disc drive anymore, that's $1,000 to get back into the PS5 game because of how expensive those things are going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be
That's a problem. I'm hoping that they'll do, if Xbox does this digital to disc thing, I think they'll do it too, just because there is a benefit. There's a benefit for them to do that. Because if the benefit of that is, okay, fine, we'll let you do it. You got to use your PS5 to do it. But when you get your PS6 that costs $1,200, at least you have your library of games you can just play on your system.
I think they do it. I think the difference here, and this is what I was thinking about this today too, is remember way back when we started this generation and Microsoft they were the ones that came out and were like, hey, here's the new Xbox. It is fully backwards compatible. All the games are whatever. And they made a big deal about it. They went to Digital Foundry. They did all this stuff, big blowout for that system. Sony put that backwards compatibility thing out in a press release. So we're like, oh, by the way, it was a real quiet thing.
Well, they didn't care.
I feel like that is the same way they're going to handle any kind of disc to or digital to disc thing or whatever. Is I think they'll put out a press release and be like, oh, by the way, we're going to do that.
Well, the thing about it is they don't want you to do it now. They want you to have to wait to do it for when they're like, okay, PlayStation 6 is coming out. And now that PlayStation 6 is coming out in 6 months, we're introducing this plan. And you have to be a Plus member to do it.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Member to do it.
Got it.
And then you can do it. And then you have to keep your Plus subscription active because it's going to get tied to your Plus account.
That's what I figured.
Of course. You're lucky if they get away with you letting you do it on a basic Plus and not a premium or extra. Whatever the fuck. But that's how it's going to be. And I really do think that there is a benefit because if they really want to sell PS6 systems, they need to be able to play everything I own now without
they do.
Drive. They have to.
They have to. Our final email comes to us from Hayden from Austin, Texas. With PS3 games skyrocketing in value lately, have any of you been looking into collecting for that system more? Or even just that generation in general, be it 360 or Wii? Personally, I think that bubble is going to burst on the PS3 collecting very fast because it's just a temporary reaction to the Sony ending disc production fiasco. I thought about it for a hot minute until I saw some of those prices, and then said
prices have gone nuts.
They're nuts. They are nuts.
I will say when I go into like a retro store, if I find one or something, I do tend to look at that section more because I feel like PS3 and 360 too, but that generation specifically has a lot more of those like weird one-off, stupid game things, which are actually pretty good. So I'm trying to find like random PS3 stuff that I want, but yeah, stuff like Folklore, Africa. Africa was already bad. It's gotten somehow worse. You talk about all the time 3D Game Heroes. Thank God.
And that's got to be up there now too, isn't it?
It's getting nuts. I definitely think if you're a collector, you need to start focusing on that more. You need to start focusing on really niche PS4 title stuff more, and even PS5. Like I just said a little bit ago, it's gonna get bad.
It's gonna get bad, and I think at some point, like you're gonna see even these Woot deals and stuff dry up because they're gonna sell out of all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like for example, only because it keeps sitting here, but like. Something like this collector's edition of Grand Fantasy, whatever.
Yeah, that's gone.
That's gone. You're not going to be seeing that anymore. So I think that we're going to get to a point where that bubble's going to burst, and the only thing you're going to see on video game deals on Woot anymore are going to be controllers
Switch.
And like the guitar, or not the guitar, the Rock Band guitar that's on there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that.
Stuff that's there forever.
Switch stuff, yeah. Like I really think that's going to dry up in the next year.
It's a weird niche title, and you're somewhat interested in it, and you see it someplace, and it's like, I think, and the other thing too is I think you got to raise your lowest price minimums now, I think, because GameStop's going to catch on. Like their retro stuff, they price it lower. Like they just do. Like I got a copy of Persona 2 from GameStop for $209. That sounds expensive, right?
It's a really good deal. Yeah. No, it's like. You were able to get me Breath of Fire 4
$50
for 50, and that's a good.
And these are like mint copies. So I texted you. I'm like, we probably have to jump on this. So I just used my entertainment budget to buy this one game, and I'll just wait on other stuff. But like, as someone who likes Persona games, yes,
that's a hot one to get. You're not gonna.
I'll never find it for that price.
If you ever run into like a half price or something, and you run across that game, it's going to be double
$600. Because they don't price things like that. And this was
that's what you said. They told me, like, if you're not going to buy it, I'll buy it.
Right.
You know, because like I'll never see it again.
Never see it again. I got extremely lucky. So, but PS3 is going to be the same way. Like if a copy of Folklore, I wonder what GameStop. Matt, you're on the computer. See what GameStop sells Folklore for PS3. Because if that's popped, because I think I saw that going around. That's like 150 now. Almost like 200.
It's high.
I'm stupid. High. I never bought it when I had a chance. Remember, I worked around all this stuff. I was there when this game came
out. Folklore for the PS3 is $34.99.
Yeah, see, that's insane. So
I'll give you.
If that ever comes up at GameStop, you have to buy it.
I'll give you a good hot update on just 2 PS1 games right here that are astronomical right now that I have.
I know.
Koudelka, everyone's favorite. $400.
It's going even weirder too.
Silent Hill, which you were able to get me, I think, down whenever you found that was like around 90.
Yeah,
I paid for that $300. That's hit.
I should check mine too. Oh, I don't know if you saw it too, but the Game Eye app now syncs with the website. The website officially.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
I haven't opened Game Eye in a little bit here. That stupid Fire Emblem Special Edition for the 3DS is $560 now.
Yeah, it only
that's worse. Crazy.
It only gets worse because remember I had that sealed.
Even Castlevania Chronicle is up to 200. Clock Tower is up to 200. Resident Evil 2 for Dreamcast is up to 200. Like, what is happening? This is crazy. It's getting bad. Yeah. It's getting bad, dude.
Persona 2 I put it in my thing, $471.
My
Futurama
collector's edition.
Futurama for PS2, $450.
I'm not shocked by that. My collector's edition of Resident Evil 3 for PS4 is up to $425.
Dot Hack 4, always kind of an expensive game because like Dot Hack games were expensive.
Yeah,
that's now $430.
That's crazy.
It's everything's getting out of control.
Here are 2 other ones that I wouldn't think would be this expensive right now. Dino Crisis 2 is up to $160. That Galerians game for PS1,
Galerians,
$150. The Punisher game for PS2 is up to $150. What is happening?
Well, Dino
50
Crisis
cent blood on the
2
sand.
For the PlayStation 1 via GameStop is $59.99 right now.
That's the thing is, like, I don't think a lot of people realize, too, like, every GameStop has retro stuff now. It's not like they're shipping it to other ones. It's like they all have a collection. If you're ever near one and you collect retro stuff, you owe it to yourself to just pop in and see. Don't waste your time on the website, because if it's on the website, you're going to get shipped one that's just a disc and you have to go through the return policy. You can take your chances, but it's kind of when I know when it first started, you're taking chances. But
what makes me happy that years ago I did all the hunting and stuff for like most of the 360 stuff that I wanted.
Yeah, I remember we would do that together.
And original Xbox what else are you looking
for,
too.
Because I had zip codes written down for other stores to like search other stores for shit.
I think that was what we would do. Is like if it was a slow day or whatever, we pop a random zip code in, and then we would call, because we always laugh at like how much more friendly those stores were, like in the South part of the country.
Those were always good.
We're always giving them like, hey, will you ship this to me? And my favorite part always in that conversation is like if I would call for something to have them ship it to me, and they're like, they start like, it's for me personally.
You do that,
and they'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, man. You know, like
I would do that, and then I'd also say, what do you want? What do you need?
We do that, or like,
I got this thing, like a brand new game in use. You want it? It's yours.
Yeah,
we trade stuff all the time.
We do that sometimes, or like sometimes if they were being a little skeptical on it, then you'd tell them like, just send me a brick of like whatever you're commenting that you need to get rid of.
If you want to pack a box,
you want to send me a brick of Madden 05 or what? Like, sure,
pack a box full of garbage. I would always try to make it worth their while. Like, you can either dump shit on me, or if like, you know, Assassin's Creed 3 came out last week, I got a used copy already. You want it? Because like that's guaranteed $55. Like, so we could always try to do that. But yeah, we would have days where we would just sit there and like, I was hunting for PSP stuff for a while. And that's how I got like Hexus Force and
so you got some of those good ones. Yeah, like I got all those.
Grip Shift, which at the time was a game you could use to like hack your PSP. Before that was a thing where you could just fucking do it now. Yeah. So like, yeah, we would have fun doing that and like just looking around for old games once they started adding retro stuff in and going on that retro thing every fucking day. Like looking for stuff. Remember when they first?
That's how you found Kodaka.
I found Kodaka for you. I'm like, I think you need
$20.
Yeah, fucking Christ.
$100.
The most insane I've ever found for anyone.
I just remember when it came in, like I said, because I think they shipped it to the store.
They did,
and I remember we opened it, and it was like it's
new copy of the game
in somebody's like desk drawer for 20 years or something.
It looks like the game looks unplayed. Like the case has like the little like scuffs and stuff on it, but PlayStation 1 cases are trash. Like if you breathe on it,
it's like it's like the Xbox One VCR edition. Yeah. It's like you breathe on it, it gets scratched with the gloss. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that kind of stuff, searching for stuff. But like now, it's like if you're near a GameStop, you owe it to yourself to go in there and just look around. And you can get in. There's still good deals on like random PS2 games. I find complete PS2 games for like, you know, I collect sports games and stuff too, but like Arena Football 2 for PS2. I found it for $5. Sure.
You run into a lot of Dreamcast stuff?
Not that much, but every so often.
Okay.
You'd be the first to know because I have most of the stuff I would ever want for Dreamcast. So you're next on the list, and then
well, hey man,
I guess.
Well, I look forward to this year when we have that all-night flea market, because this year, now that I have the VCR going and stuff, I'm going down the VHS tape hole. So.
Oh man.
Cannot wait to do that. Well, we have that. I moved that TV up and that's set up now. I think I sent you pictures the other night of watching Viva La Bam on there. It looked great on that TV. Like it still looks good on an old tube TV. So it's pretty cool to have that. So, and shockingly, like, I thought my wife would give me more pushback on it because I was like, we got that TV and I was like, it was her TV from her college days. And she's like, well, yeah, I told her, I told her where I wanted to put it because it kind of invades on her area upstairs because she has fish. She has some frogs and stuff. And I'm like, now there's going to be a TV right there, you know? And she's like, been pretty cool about it, honestly. So now she's talking about trying to build, because we have like a weird my house is old. It was built in the 40s, And we have this weird, in the foyer area upstairs, like drawers built into this wall. So what she wants to do is pull those out and turn that into a shelving unit, like within the wall. So we can put like VHS tapes and stuff in there. So that's something she's looking into, along with reinforcing where that TV sits now, because it's heavy. So
nice.
But it works great. Yeah, like I was able to watch some Viva La Bam the other night, and the VHS hunt's going to be real in the end of September when I go. I went last year, and there was a ton of VHS.
The last time I went to the flea market, just a regular flea market by us, this one guy had fucking rows of them.
And there's definitely people that know what they have. And then there are people that are just like, everything's a buck.
This guy knew, but everything was like fairly priced, because I think that guy also knew that like not too many VHS collectors are hitting up the flea market in this one booth.
No, and I think it'll be the same way here. So, but that'll end us for this week. You can send all your emails into podcast572@gmail.com. Otherwise, we'll be back in another 2 weeks for another edition of the podcast. Thank you for listening or watching.
Thank you, everyone.
Stay safe.